The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
Welcome back to the best no judgment zone space in the world, because neither one of us have law degrees. I am Sleepy Joe Sofa King Marvelous.
I don't like how you had the Joe in there, man.
Hey, that's between you and Biden.
Listen,
That's between you and Biden.
I don't like how you...
That's between you and Biden.
Teleprompter Joe, his name is. He's no longer sleeping.
Nah, he's still asleep.
He's still asleep.
He's still asleep.
You read those words loud and clear.
Yeah.
I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show.
Wait, I think... I'm gonna introduce.
Go ahead.
Ben Dillinger this time around, because he seems to get angry when we don't introduce
I don't
him.
get angry at all.
I was waiting for that after the main introduction, then to just
Exactly.
then the call.
And here today with our favorite adopted son, Ben Dillinger.
Hey,
That's how it went.
Hey.
Repeat
now you,
that
now you want to
again.
dictate how it's said too?
It's been said. That's what I thought.
Yes, you are the adopted son.
Yeah, the favorite.
Easy. I ain't mad at that.
And then you had John, Shorty Angel. I'm the favorite though.
John be slacking.
Is that why he hasn't been back?
I'm staying on the mic.
Oh,
John be
wow.
Slacking. Because you know why? Because the thing and stuff is that, here's my thing. If I had $1 for every time somebody said they want to come on a podcast,
Right.
it'd be people like that. But then their energy and stuff, they'd be like, oh shit, I didn't know Marv was going to say that. I didn't know Marv was going to say, fuck you mean? Listen to the show. You can hear what I'm going to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, oh, yeah. They're like, oh,
No, he was fine.
I think what it is when you
Phoenix is good though.
When you tailor, when they think that you're tailoring the show, they think that you're tailoring it really to them, so they feel it all in their confidence and stuff like that. Like, I can do this. But once they get on the
it's called the Podical Sons, and we feature our special
once they
guests.
get on the show, they understand.
Special guest featuring the Podical Sons.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
I
come
mean, you
correct.
get on the show. You pretty much understand that there's still a way of doing things here.
I guess so. How y'all feeling today, gentlemen?
I'm good.
Yeah, come ça. I'm coming down. I had a heated argument with one of the cast members here.
You can't answer a question with a question. Can you?
No.
Okay, Exhibit A thinks, I asked him one question.
Right.
I said, do you have money? Why do I need money? I was like, wait. Answer my question first, and then I can tell you why.
Yeah.
And then he's getting rowdy and everything. So I'm looking like, all right, here we go.
So Marv said in the podcast, I think too, he's like, don't talk in absolutes. So you saying you can't ask a question when you ask a question? He's like, that's an absolute. Sometimes you can. Like there's certain topics you're not comfortable saying, even if it's your best friend. Right?
But you answer the question
So like,
first.
if it was a regular person, would you talk politics? Like, hey, did you vote for Biden this year or Trudeau? Like, whoa, why? Could you think
you
they're trying to
answer the
set you
question
up?
first.
No, I'm not going to answer that. Hey,
What the fuck?
not your average Joseph. Are you hungry right now? I mean, yeah, I could eat. That's an easy question to answer. He comes up to me, yo, you have cash? I'm like, why? I need to know where this conversation. I have cash enough for me. I don't know if it could. How much you want to loan? Like, where's this going? Like, I'm trying to figure out where this conversation is going.
And you just simply wanted a yes or no answer? Is that what?
Right. Look, all right, if you're in school,
Right.
we're in school now. This is an English teacher over here.
I'm not an English teacher.
Cállate la boca. This is an English
my
teacher over
God.
here.
Okay.
English teacher be coming with his shit, whatever.
Right.
If I put like your, and then I'll put it, he's like, you don't have phonics? You never learned phonics in school? You always want to come correct on some shit, whatever, right? So now,
Oh my God.
hold on.
Oh
Now,
my
if the teacher
goodness. Okay.
sends a
Right.
question that
Yes.
says, would you want to take a field trip? Why you want to ask where I want to take a field
No,
trip?
no. Where you want to go? Wait, where are we going?
Answer the question first.
We can go there, pick
Oh
cotton.
my God.
And at the end of the trip, you can take some cotton home. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to a trip like that. Right? Some school got in trouble for that
You
because
got
they
a
took
point.
kids to like
got a
show how
point.
with like the plantations and how this like slaveries happened.
Right.
And at the end of the trip, everybody took some cotton to go home. A black mom saw it. She got freaked out.
Yeah.
It's getting taken off. See, it's getting hot.
It's getting hot?
Yeah,
It's
this
getting
morning
hot.
conversation was continuing back here.
It's getting hot.
But no, am I wrong though? Certain
you're
questions, you need
not.
another follow-up question to see where the conversation's
you
going.
Answer the
Certain
question
questions- certain
first.
questions
If you're
you
with
can-
you're a woman, right?
Yeah.
Your woman asks you a question and stuff like that, you're gonna automatically cut, and that's when she's gonna get angry.
That's not my fault.
What do you mean that's not your fault? You answer the question and she won't get angry.
Okay. I'm not an exhibitionist. And my woman, she's like, hey, you horny? Out in public. I'm like, why? I'm not doing anything outside. I need to see where this conversation is going.
I was online the other day, and said person made a statement. Right. So the statement was, they were talking about purpose. The whole post was about purpose.
Okay.
Right? This person chimes in and says, purpose does not exist. Right?
Okay.
That's a statement they made.
That was a statement that they made.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
So then I replied, explain.
Yeah, expand on that.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, where are you going with this?
Right.
Minutes later, I see, well, you tell me, do you think purpose relies in the past, present, or future? I'm like,
That's a question with a question.
I'm like,
That's a question with a question.
if you just said purpose does not exist, what does it matter where I feel that it exists in? Past, present,
You're
or
absolutely-
future?
He knows better.
Yeah,
These
guys.
Am I wrong though?
Yes.
I like my questions answered.
Yes. Yeah, I like my questions answered
I like my
too.
questions answered.
I like my questions answered too.
Okay.
Now, if you want to follow it up with anything after that,
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's what I was hoping for.
Nah.
Because I asked him and stuff, and I'm like, yesterday, you
Right.
know, with the outage and everything like that, you can't, but folks who don't know, Canada had a nationwide outage and stuff from the Rogers communication side.
Right.
So I was with him yesterday.
Right. We're chilling
And
together.
we were chilling and stuff like that. And normally I have a lot more cash and stuff for that, but me coming OT, coming back into the country and
Yeah.
everything like that, whatever.
Right.
I didn't have that much cash on me, and I came back late the Thursday.
Right.
We kicked it on the Friday and stuff like that. So I'm looking at him like,
And nobody was expecting that we were going to have a
Right.
nationwide outage.
Right.
when I woke up and stuff, I was like, oh shit. Normally when I cross over back into Canada,
Yeah.
I'll shut my phone down. So I'll shut my phone down and stuff, and I'll give it like 2-3 minutes to reboot up and everything
Right.
like that. But the lines at the border was ferocious.
Yeah.
So it was super long.
Okay.
And then I just continued playing like my Spotify. So I never
Right.
I never got a chance to actually to reboot my phone back into like full Canadian settings.
Okay.
So when I wake up now Friday, I'm looking at stuff, I'm like, oh shit. I don't have no bars.
No bars.
So I'm assuming maybe I should restart my phone.
Right,
So
right.
I'm not expecting this and all the above. I'm like, shit. Like if it was a normal day, I would have went to the bank and stuff myself. I walked to the bank, I'll drive to the bank, take the money out and stuff, and have some cash on me and
Yeah.
everything like that. But I had to depend on him. And whenever we were on Wi-Fi, I had to email transfer him the money. Whatever.
Yeah.
But then that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's two of us on like the limited funds he had, the cash that he had.
Right,
on him.
right,
I was like,
right, right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking like, shit, I felt bad because I was like, yo, bust up that 50.
Yeah.
Right? Right. And he's like, I wanted to keep this. I'm like, fuck, I feel bad because I was like, yeah, he wanted to keep it and stuff, whatever. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So you're going some places and stuff because Interac operates with the internet.
Right.
Couldn't use Interac.
Yeah. Visa
So, yeah.
or debit or anything.
So some places and stuff like we saw either like cash or credit.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I got my credit card on standby.
Right.
Right. But I wasn't too sure what was going on with the debit thing and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? If that be the case, I could email transfer him back the money.
Yeah,
Give me
exactly.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They
Yeah,
were-
it's
they
no
were
big deal.
kosher. But we were out for a while. So it's kind of like whatever funds he had and stuff is like,
Right.
it's like kind of depleting.
Yeah.
So, it's
So
like,
you have to ask. You have to put in the question at some
right.
point.
So like this morning and stuff, whatever, I hit the road, I hit the ground running. I woke up, got myself together, boom, 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 ran missions, went to the grocery store, because like I said, just came back in town.
Right.
So the grocery store run, did some other runs and everything like that, and I was like, I made sure I stopped to get cash.
Right.
So I made sure I stopped to get cash. So I left him late last night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We left late last night and stuff. We parted ways and stuff. So I was looking like shit. And he had his own business to conduct, whatever, right? So I was like, shit. Probably need to make a stop to take him to go get cash.
Right.
So that's why I asked the question, whatever, right? Why? What do you want to know? I got enough money for you, bitch. How much
Whoa,
you
I didn't say all that. Wow, I didn't say all that.
I know, but that's how I felt. You can't tell me how I feel. You can't tell a person how they feel.
That's how it sounded like.
That's
That's
how
how the Y translated into.
Yo! I was emotional like Carl Thomas. I was like, ole. And he's like, why you got an attitude for? Huh, bitch?
Yeah.
Why you got an attitude?
Okay, yeah, that sounds like me. That's okay.
I was like,
You're getting an attitude.
I was like, bro, I don't have an attitude. Don't drive a road rage. I was like, I'm driving. Hilarious
my
shit.
goodness.
Well, it sounds like the two you survived. I'm
Yeah,
seeing
we're
you guys
good.
today. So.
Yeah, we're good.
Looks like we made it.
So the
All
money,
right,
the money's
see?
split it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
We're
but
gonna
it was
have to
sweating
have
last
it.
night. We're trying to get some ramen. I only had $30. I'm like, is this enough
Yo,
for
we're
cash?
pitching coins.
I know.
Yo,
I'm
we're
like,
pitching
this
coins. I go in my pocket. I was like, I have $3 in change.
Yeah.
Cash was king yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers always still cuss me about
Right.
me taking out cash.
Right.
It never failed. How people always used to talk to me like, "Are you got cash? We got debit. We got internet. We got this. We got
Yeah.
that."
Yeah.
I'm like, where I'm from, I'm used to cash.
Yeah.
I'm used to cash, and my thing and stuff is that when I do a withdrawal, and I look at that the receipt
Right.
after I take out the money, I'm like, okay, this is what I know I have currently in whatever account. So I just keep it pushing like that until like set funds are now depleted.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, did I do any debits, interacts, and all that type of stuff? Like I do card stuff pertaining to like podcast stuff, right? Like receipts and all that type of stuff to have on standby. But I was like, I really need like to do debit and stuff all like that because I normally walk with cash. I take out probably like $100 of cash, and whenever that depletes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, yesterday it caught everybody off guard.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's typically how I do it too. Like, I make it a habit of, like, every payday, I'll withdraw like 100,
Yeah,
like just to have
just to
on
have
me.
on.
Right.
Because there's a lot of times, I mean, not even for the fact that.
Do you
Shit.
trust everywhere with your cards? By the way, like both of you, I'm asking
No.
both of you.
No.
Like you don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You,
I
your
get
spices
nervous,
don't
but-
tingle when you go into certain places. You be like, nah, this bitch, I smell fraud.
Yeah.
Like I feel like some shit fishy is gonna
Well, I
happen.
mean, not only that, right? Like, a lot of places, like, you strike deal with cash, right? Like, no
True.
tax here and there.
So
and
yeah,
so
if you go to
forth.
flea
So-
market or something.
Yeah, so I always like to have cash with me, and I'm like, but a lot of times I ask you, say, if I got, they'll tell you, if I got to run it through the machine, I got to charge you tax. If not, just whatever, flat. So I just like to have cash around, just for that purpose alone, just getting that flat.
Right. That's dope. That's dope. This. It's okay. Let me ask you this: is it still Rogers Center or is it back to the Skydome now? Because most people in Canada, if you were with Rogers, ye lost faith in Rogers Communications.
Well, I heard they were saying explicitive Rogers down at the Rogers Center because they had to cancel the weekend concert.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the ACC.
It changed.
It changed.
No, venue. His venue, I thought was in the ACC, not the Rogers Center, but I guess, yeah.
No. So like he's talking about what that's what he's talking about, whatever. Because it was now the ACC Air Canada Center is now Scotiabank
Arena. Yeah, it is,
Right.
yeah.
But it's still Rogers Communication dominated for both of them. Because remember, they're like stone throws away from each other.
You're right.
But like I'm saying, like, I'm not calling it fucking Rogers.
I've
Center
never
no
did. I always
more.
call him Skydome.
Yeah.
That's the original name for me.
I think
Still
Skydome.
Still the Skydome.
It's gonna be Skydome right back for me again because Rogers has to do some things to earn my credibility again. Because April 2021,
Yeah.
July 2022. Yeah, I'm gonna get me a SIM card from like TELUS and just keep that bitch on standby.
No,
so when they go
man.
dodge you again, be like, "Ha bitches, new number."
Well, I mean, so two telecommunication giants here, Rogers and Bell. Bell customers were okay.
Yeah.
And what about TELUS? TELUS is there too.
But TELUS piggybacks on one of the two.
No, I don't think so.
They're
Are they
standalone?
Are they standalone now?
Yeah,
Okay.
because TELUS owns Kudo.
TELUS,
Right?
I think way back when used to be ClearNet, and then ClearNet were their own thing.
But how it works though, okay, so yes, they're separate, right? But the bulk of the lines are either Bell or Rogers. So even as a separate
Yeah.
company, you gotta buy or have access to
To
either
certain
a Bell
frequency,
or you have to
yeah.
have access to Rogers.
I also
So if
had
you're one
the
of those
towers.
companies who have access to Rogers, you are screwed too.
Yeah. So I think it was.
No, I think TELUS and Bell were fine, and their subsidiaries
was
or
nice.
derivatives were fine.
TELUS
Yeah,
and Bell
because I have Bell here,
Yeah.
so
it was Rogers,
I
Fido.
woke up, I didn't even know
Chatter.
what was going on
Yeah.
because I'm on Wi-Fi all the
Same.
time.
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, you didn't even have Wi-Fi at home either.
Huh?
You didn't even have Wi-Fi at home.
Eventually, it tapped out.
Yeah.
Eventually, it tapped out. So I want to say I got up and because I have Spotify right
Right.
on my phone. So when I was trying to run the Spotify, it had no glitches and stuff for like a good duration until like you could see I guess album artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still couldn't see anything, so it just had like a music note and like a black type of thing. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And then the Rogers Wi-Fi called it because I have that activated.
Yeah.
It vanished. So well, I guess when the phone lines was down, they were probably still trying to troubleshoot the data. So it's
Right.
in and out. But eventually that went too. So I was like, okay. I have to go whore myself somewhere else. A friend in need is a friend indeed. So I went.
You came through and you went over.
I went
Came
over
over,
there.
yeah.
I went over there. I was living there, man. It was like Urkel all over again.
Yeah.
It was like, I did everything. I downloaded some Netflix shit just in case.
That's
I was
hilarious,
I was
yeah.
ready to go. So when I go back to my domain, I just lay by the charger. What was it? I wanna go. Yo, but I'm already home. You know what I'm saying? I like as a Rogers customer, they have to do a lot of persuading to kind of keep me. Like they have to, because when we have the luxury, let's say the monopoly of the communication giants that you're talking about,
Right.
2012, 2013, I was telling him and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where they try to implement more American companies to come in here.
Yeah,
They had a-
Sprint
they-
was here for a little bit too.
Right. And they had a
Right.
campaign. Like
Right.
legit, I was at work and I heard it on the radio. Keep Canada Canadian. And they try to anti-block Sprint and all these other communication people that
Yeah.
wanted to come here and everything.
T-Mobile
But
tried.
T-Mobile.
Like, there used to be
and-
psychics here because of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did everything.
Right.
They passed bills and laws and stuff like that when we're subjugated to just go with either the two bigger ones or the third one would be TELUS. And this shit happened twice with the next heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Right? And they run sister derivatives and stuff for like tech savvy for internet.
Right.
There's Chatter,
Yeah.
Chatter.
Fido. I'm missing one more. I feel like is it public mobility or something like that? I
No,
feel
Public Mobile was working yesterday.
Public mobile was working.
Yeah, yeah,
so
so my
Public-
mom was on
Maybe
there.
Bell owns that one.
Maybe.
because I know Virgin Mobile.
Yeah.
Bell runs that and stuff as well.
Right.
Right. So I was looking. I was like, but you guys limited us on options, and when other companies try to come in, I was for the other companies to come into the country because
course.
Same.
it would
Yeah.
give competition.
Yeah.
And prices would drop.
Right. Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
But when you're not doing that, and now we're just fucked. If you're a person, let's say way back in the day with Win Mobile, and then it turned into Freedom.
Yeah.
You're laughing like a czar because you look like, bitches used to laugh at me
Yeah.
when I had shitty reception.
Yeah.
Now we got more towers and our Rogers is down. I was like,
That's
Well,
true.
maybe
yeah.
this is the thing that needed to happen in order for Parliament or the House to say, "Hey, you know what? We can no longer just rely on our two major telecommunication giants." If this is because when I say it wasn't just like regular everyday customers,
No,
like
it's
you
half
and
the
me
country.
that had the problem.
Yeah.
It was like banks,
Everybody.
major
we were in
corporations.
the mall.
And it was like every other person.
We were in
Because
the- go
Yeah.
ahead.
the whole country split into two, Bell or Rogers.
Right.
So
Yeah.
across the whole board, like half of it shut down.
Yeah.
We went to the bank. He couldn't get cash out, even
Could-
though he's
Sign.
a customer that, yeah.
Sign. There's a sign right there, right at the machine. I didn't even look at it. I'm like, oh shit, they go to the bank. Whipped out my card. I'm like, yes, cash. And then I looked to the left because there's two ATMs.
Yeah.
I looked. I'm like, huh? Poppycock. Put it in the next machine. I was like, damn. So I really have no cash.
Nothing. You can't even get it out.
I was like, and then
That's
I'm walking around.
insane.
Everybody like,
Oh, you couldn't buy lottery tickets. All the G's down.
See? No, once you start messing
With
with,
the government
that type
money.
of money,
Yep, that's
this
what I
is
said.
what I'm saying. like maybe this needed to happen for
Yeah.
that catalyst of change to really start. Because Parliament's going to start talking about this now,
Yeah.
right?
Because the government's losing money
yeah,
now.
now we've lost a lot of money.
The outage was way longer than it was before.
Oh, yeah.
The outage before last year was, I think, probably about 6-7 p.m. I got back action
Right,
Right.
to my phone.
right.
Cause I know I went driving and I looked down at my phone and I looked and I was like, am I back? I'm like, hello? Are you there? Are you there? I was happy as hell. And then yesterday, like he was helping me out, whatever. So he just called you like, yeah, I'm not getting shit. I was like, rub it in. Like, I just want my phone to work. I want to know if my son's okay. Like, I didn't know what's going on, man. Like, I was ruined. But nevertheless, it came back in. And so since everybody's fear factor thing went on deck, I seen there was a line to get to the ATM machines because people like just in case they do a part two today.
Yo, they're putting money in your mattress now.
Yeah,
Just in case.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's the thing.
Talk to me.
You got disgruntled customers like yourself. How many of the exodus do you believe it's happening right now?
Tons.
Yeah.
Tons. Because so this morning I woke up, like I like to start my day with music, right?
Right.
And as soon as I started my Spotify, I moved to like my laptop. So when I moved to the laptop and stuff, I was like, fuck, this is tech savvy, still derivative of Rogers. My cell phone is Rogers and everything. I'm like, yeah, let me start looking at other internet options and other phone
A lot of
companies.
eggs in one basket.
Right.
Because-
Yeah. Exactly. That's that point. Like I said, that the monopoly, like with these two giants, I've lost trust. Like I said, I don't feel like I can call it Rogers Center anymore after all of this because Rogers has to prove something to me. Like last year, the only thing they did, we refunded you the service for 1 day. Get the fuck out my face with that. I was like, a lot of shit was shut down because of that.
Right.
Okay, Spotify. I cannot leave my domain or Wi-Fi without using Spotify and stuff because I need internet.
Right.
So I'm like, are you going to reimburse me back for my streaming services that I have that I could not use because, this is clocked down? No, you want to refund me for that 1 day? Fuck out my face. I'm not happy. Look at, I'm uncomfortable.
I feel it, man. I feel it.
So I looked at it where the exodus, it's probably popping off as we speak.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are starting to reevaluate a lot of things that pertain to Rogers because you have, like, within 2 years, within a year and change, 2 events.
Yeah.
You haven't had one from TELUS. You haven't one from Bell, right? So they have a lot to answer for. The government, I hope they step in and do their thing, but then again, like there's some legal jargon from the government side that I don't understand about Canada.
Right.
Why this never was implemented before? Because that's the thing. It's kind of like, okay, if one thing goes down, what do you have for backup?
Right. Right.
And if you guys never had a backup plan and stuff in there, like, is this now the time you come in with the backup plan?
But
Last year was the time for
But
that.
this is what I can't understand because, like we were saying, last year, like you were down for, I don't know, maybe
12 hours.
12 hours.
12 hours.
12 hours. A lot of companies felt that then. You probably had to do a lot of ass kissing and a lot of favors to make sure they didn't leave you at that point.
Correct.
If I'm the president of Rogers, I'm making sure the next day something is in place that when this shit happens again, we're not in the same predicament.
Yeah.
But it happens again, and this time for a longer period.
Yeah.
It's not even like it happened, so don't worry, we have something in place. 4 hours max, we'll be back up running. No!
They didn't know what's wrong with it. That's what they said. We have no idea. And somebody posted, how are you twitting? Like, how are you on Twitter? Are you in a Bell network? And
That is valid.
That is valid.
I died. That was
valid.
hilarious.
This is facts.
That is
facts.
valid. Hey, but I know, does this make a stronger case for like people like Musk who are doing like the whole satellite?
Yeah, that thing's way expensive though. It's not as affordable as
Yeah,
it
it's not
makes it
people.
seem.
It's not. Yeah, I want to say consumer friendly
Okay.
because it's kind of like if like Ferraris were consumer friendly.
Still up,
Yeah.
Like
still up
that.
there in pricing.
Yeah,
It's
like
pricey.
you and I don't knock it
Right.
because it's kind of
fast
like
speed.
one of its kind.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it's one of its kind.
Was
and
it
stuff like
Starlink?
that. Yeah, Starlink.
Starlink,
Something like that. Yeah.
So you have to. I think like it takes time to build something like that for it to get kind of.
And you know what? It's always the early adapters that absorb the costs too. Because once you start getting more people on the system,
Yeah.
then the pricing, you'll start seeing the pricing start to come down and so forth like
this
that.
This is where the
Yeah.
loyalty thing kind of kicks in, whatever, right? Because I look at it where you have, let's say, if you start off a business,
Yeah.
and then you remember the first few people that supported your business, they might get a little loyalty bonus and stuff compared to like the rest that kind of jumped on after. So you probably might say the first 100 subscribers,
Right.
or users.
Yeah.
You guys are good like this and bypass some fees, but your certain things and stuff might not be as good for you compared to like the later people after you.
Right.
So I mean, you still have to cater to like we always discuss about loyalty and everything, and you really have to look into the people and stuff like who are really like who you're loyal to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Individual customers from a conglomerate standpoint, you're just numbers. But you still have to look at stuff and say, you're scratching somebody's back in the process, and eventually they're scratching your back. How do you look out for these people? Because if the interact aspect and stuff is down, if I'm a business, we're just coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
If I'm a business and you told us or the government was telling us don't take cash because possible spreading this virus,
Right.
and now we went to card how you want, and now we can't use card.
Yeah.
What the hell? My business, I'm losing action because of
course.
you guys. Somebody explain this,
Of course.
right? But they're looking at stuff like, hey, we're a multi-million-dollar company. Fuck your little business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're here.
Unless you're the OLG.
Yeah.
You got some explaining to do.
Right.
When that government come knocking.
That's right. It's banks too.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about these polls real quick. Are you ready? First poll of the week says, which job would you take? 125K for a 2-hour commute every day, or 70K to work from home? And the results of the polls was 67% said they would take the 125K.
How about 100K for an hour commute? I'm done with that one.
Yeah, there you go with this variable shit again.
Mr. Customized Man.
But would you want to work from home?
Something
That's another
along
thing. It's just, you're always at home. When you're out, you just feel, I don't know.
So for me,
Yeah.
what I realized and stuff was like when COVID came in, right?
Mhm.
I worked in healthcare. A lot of people did it. So our world was still going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So because our
Busier
world,
before even.
right.
Yeah.
So because our world was still going, my thing and stuff is that as soon as I got home, I didn't want to be cooped up. So I just went for walks, and remember it was like March, April time.
Yeah.
So like I would go for like little walks and everything. That's why I started doing my Starbucks thing. I have a Starbucks container. You know, I hate Starbucks company.
Same here, yeah.
But like I pour my
But
beer in
drinks,
there,
man,
put my
yeah.
alcohol in the container, and just walk and just sip in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Probably on an edible or something like that, and just be like, I'm just trying to free my mind.
Right.
So and even like when the world kind of got back and stuff with her, I still walk. And I think that's part of like Mel was like, did you lose weight? I was like, I don't know, did I? I don't know. She's like, what? He's like, you walk up and down at work and you walk to and fro from work and then you still go for walks. I was like, yeah, because I want to make sure my mind is right.
Not even that. Your cholesterol's going to go down. Your chance for diabetes, heart stroke goes down. You're not sitting on your ass all day.
Well, and that's the thing. So
Yeah.
I think my thing and stuff is that when I'm at work,
Yeah.
even like before, I used to always tell him, like, if I'm talking to him and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go outside and play.
Yeah.
Right.
And I always say that, like, when I'm at lunch and stuff. And I say, like, if we call Yo-Yo right now, she was like, every time lunch comes around when it's warm, I'm going to go outside and play. You're like, you don't do shit. I'm not frolicking, but
Yeah.
I'm just, I need a break. I need a break. So that's what I'm saying.
Decompress.
Yeah, to decompress. So if I have that moment of stuff where I'm just working at home,
Yeah.
once I'm off the clock and everything is shut down, I'm gone. Might go to the grocery store. I might go somewhere. I might go visit friends, family,
Yeah.
something to kind of free my mind to get back to me. So I won't have no qualms of staying at home for the 70K. How are you feeling about a 2-hour commute?
I couldn't choose between those two.
You can.
I couldn't choose. It was hard.
That one was hard?
Like half your workday is basically traffic. It's 2 hours there, 2 hours back.
Right.
That's 4 hours in the road. Away from your bed, away from your family, away from your,
But
fridge
you're
full of beer.
55K up.
So basically, you're getting paid to travel too. Basically, is what you're saying.
Pretty
So it
much.
turns to like a 12-hour day,
Yeah.
and that's not worth it.
So here the genius over there. Tell him your answer.
Well,
Is there like a 20-minute commute for 100K? Is that in the middle? That's what I was hoping. Yeah, I'll gotta take that.
Can't always get what you want. Yo,
Ben is trying to customize
customize a terrible.
Is it like a there's a small and the large? You
I
need
don't
a
want
medium.
these two. I want the another one. Like, yo.
I mean, yeah, when I answered and I said when you said like 155, it's like, okay, right away. I think my problem was I said if I had to drive myself, then I wouldn't do it. But like,
Yeah.
if I could get somebody to drive me and
Yeah.
then if I had that time.
Fam, that's that's basically a state.
You driving and having that fatigue of paying attention to the road, having to focus on everything
Yeah.
and so forth like that. So what I would do is budget 20K out of that money and just Uber. So that 2 hours there and fro, I have time to catch up on work, time to catch
Sleep.
up on sleep, whatever things that I need to do within that 2 hour period before I get to work, in that 2 hour period before I come home.
Fam, that's that's basically a state. Like, I want to say, like, you're driving from, like, let's say Cleveland to, like, Pennsylvania, like, for work.
Yeah.
So as I said, like, you have to look at stuff like that, how long you're spending stuff on that commute aspect. And stuff.
No,
Like, what are you?
2 hours is a far drive. Right?
Yeah, because I mean, there's sometimes like I drove to Cleveland late last, like the time I went.
Yeah.
I drove at the late night and stuff, and I was like, yo, I think I'll be good. I had these Red Bulls, I'll be kosher. And I was looking at stuff when I was driving, like on the way close to the border. I'm like, fuck, I got a whole full 3 hours after this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, is it really worth it? I should have just left when I had more momentum and everything, but this is work now. But when me driving to Cleveland is just luxury, pleasure. When this is business and you have to do this, or not have to, but I choose to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, I choose to do that for, it's not worth it, but peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
No, I'm trying to compute 2 hour drive each way, 4 hours with Uber. And there's chances there might be a surge pricing.
Well,
is 20,000 enough?
You can book a driver. Like, I want to say, like, let's say, for example.
Or like a car service.
Well, not even, you can do that too.
Yeah.
But there's times and stuff, I want to say when, okay, I wasn't using Uber heavy like that, but I knew of Uber driver.
Okay.
And said Uber driver and stuff. Len, you remember Len?
Yeah.
When he's doing his Uber thing, he said there would be strippers. So he would work on on the late night, because his thing was more part-time. So
Right.
he would do weekends, so he would have his regular 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and then evenings, if he had the time, he'll just be on until he's gonna do some driving and make some money. He would do the late run, and a lot of times it'd be strippers just from strip clubs, or like people coming from clubs and everything like that.
Right.
So he had a stripper, and she was comfortable like with him, because I guess they had like light conversation and everything. And then another time she called, she said, "Can I just call you directly?" So they kind of worked out a thing where it's kind of like he would turn off his Uber service and just kind of work for her for a set time period,
Right.
because he knew the location he was picking her and dropping her off.
Right.
Because in any case, she was probably dancing on the stage, and now you have these hungry dudes trying to harass her afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
Where she's looking for like, okay, I'm done working. My driver's outside. Zoom, 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 home. Right. And I'm assuming she wasn't driving, right? So she just kind of hired him for a duration and stuff, like, okay, well, I work Friday nights and Saturday nights at this place. Can I book you for these time frames? Because these are the times I'm leaving.
Right.
And he said, yeah. So she would pay him directly and stuff like. So as I said, when he was taking the money, I'm like, it's absolutely genius. I looked at it stuff as where I would choose the 70K.
Right.
I would choose the 70K because I stress about this 1,000 times on the podcast. Money isn't everything. It's time for me.
Right.
Right.
Where I am in life now,
Right.
it's time.
Yeah.
So me losing these hours, like I could be losing hours from bonding with you.
Yeah.
At least, seeing my son on FaceTime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Taking care of other business and stuff
Right.
like that within the to and fro. So the time aspect where if I'm home at the 70K, I look at the stuff as that 70K is still above minimum wage.
Right.
And I can fit my bills. Lunch, I'm going straight to nap. I'm going to my bed to nap.
That's
I'm like,
right, yeah.
yo, fuck all this. I just got to get dressed up from the waist up.
Waist up.
Yo, that's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, sometimes when you're working from home, it's hard to turn it off. You'll get an email at 8 o'clock, and sometimes you have to respond because you're available, you're working from home.
Correct. Depending on the job and stuff.
That could be an issue.
Yeah,
And is it-
I see that.
And is it 125 net or gross? Is it before or after taxes?
You want more than that. So we're going to give
No.
you net. We're net.
Oh, well, that makes a difference now. If you're taking home, because I thought you'd be a different tax bracket. So at 70, you're taking more money home because you're
in the
lower.
sunshine list, baby. You're in the
Yeah,
sunshine
125
list.
is a lot.
That's a lot.
They'll tax you a lot of money.
A lot of money.
I mean, you're writing off a lot to the Uber.
Right.
There's no write off
Well, you-
unless if you're
It's
a
travel
subcontractor.
It's travel expense.
You have to be. I don't know.
Yeah, more than 40 miles is
If you're
travel expense.
If you're an employee, I don't think that works.
Yes, brother.
Really?
Yes, if you have to travel more than I think it's 40.
40.
More than 40 miles.
Yeah.
Right? to
Miles
go
or
to work?
minutes? Yeah.
No,
Oh,
miles to go
kilometers.
maybe it's kilometers. Maybe it might be kilometers here.
It might be kilometers here, but I
Yeah.
think in America it might be a little bit less. But I think it's like It's more than a marathon. So I think it's more than 26 miles
Yeah, more than the marathon.
in
Yeah.
America. And I think it's like 40
kilometers.
40K or
Yeah.
something
Right,
like
yeah.
that.
You can claim you can
I
claim
did
right
not
now.
know that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to travel 40 kilometers or more.
Yeah, it's an insane travel.
Well,
Yeah.
It's an insane travel.
Part of the main reason for the question and stuff is that a lot of people just feel like yes, inflation is here. Gas prices on the rise, cost of living and stuff is not really getting any better. But people just see dollars.
I know.
But it's more where it's planning. And I always look at it something like, I love that dude over there. This dude, like, he has this different kind of brain. That's why I fuck with it.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
And like I remember one day, like we had this conversation, me, him, and his sisters had a conversation and stuff, and we all had different price points on how much money it'll take for you to retire.
right.
Right? And between us three, his was the lowest. And I was looking like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Okay.
Right? And I was just evaluating my own self and stuff. And I was like, actually, that could actually work for me if you were smarter. I don't know if some of the listeners might remember, if you're a Podical Sons follower from a good amount of time, we posted a question about the if you got $100,000 right now, would you quit your job?
Quit your job.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are like, no, they won't, because that's not enough. Where's your planning? How are you going to use this $100,000 and stuff like that, right? You can make it happen. Because think about it, if some people, like, say your income and stuff yearly might be 40 or 50K, that's 2 years of income, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you might have to cover up some bills and some expenses and stuff like that, but what are you going to do? How are you going to make the remainder of the money work for you?
Right.
That's always the goal. You want to let the money work for you.
Right.
But a lot of people don't see that, or
No.
they don't have the resources for that education or that information and everything. So that's why they're lost. But $100,000, it can go a long way. It can go a long way.
Right.
We're not telling you to go buy a house and go kill all the $100,000 and stuff. Why don't work within your means? Some people want to live beyond their means because now they make $100,000. Their lifestyle want to be $100,000.
Right.
Right.
That's not the case. You have to play ball kind of smart. So it comes back to that where people just see 125K. You're goddamn right, jabroni. Sign me up. And I was like, you're losing family time. You're losing you time.
Yeah, but if you're young, you're 21, 125 is good enough to do it for 2-3 years and get your money up.
The way my body's set up, I don't know if I could do that shit.
No,
I
now we're on different.
Us in this old state.
Yeah,
No, but even,
we're in a different stage in our life.
No,
you said, you're in you're season 3 of the
yeah,
Marv.
season 3.
That's what I mean.
My
These guys are in
comedy.
season 1 or 2 still.
I get it,
Yeah,
but
right?
then okay.
So I understand some people able to do that.
We
Physically,
po-
I could have done that,
We
but
posted a meme. We
Yeah.
posted a meme and stuff, right?
Okay.
And we post our daily memes and everything. We posted a meme.
yeah, I
and stuff,
appreciate that. They're funny. I'm always liking
Thank
that.
you.
Like, this is good. This is good.
So like with one of the memes and stuff, whatever, it was a photo of Saddam Hussein, you know, when he was in the cave?
Yeah.
When he was underground and everything.
Okay.
Like, hair, beard, and everything like that. And it said, my name is Michael, and I'm 24 years old, and I work third shift.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
Yeah.
Third shift kills people.
Yeah.
Third shift
Just
is-
because you might be young and stuff like that don't mean this shit doesn't have a toll. Hell, I'm running into people and stuff. They look at me, I tell them my age and stuff. They're like, what the fuck? Really? They're aging me because of my beard.
Right.
But
Yeah.
other than that and stuff like that, they're like, shit, I thought you were a lot older and stuff. I'm like, how old are you? I'm thinking they're probably like my age. And I hear I'm 26. Like, how much third shift you work, buddy? Partner?
They do be looking rough. They do
Yo,
be looking
it
rough.
shakes you rough.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, some people are built for it.
Right.
Like you're saying. And my black ass, I'm not.
I think you would have been when you're younger, because when you're younger, you were hustling, getting your degrees, working through school,
Yeah.
living by on your own. You're doing a lot of things. A lot of people.
Yeah, within approximation of time.
That's what I
Right,
mean.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't forever, but you did it for 2-3 years. Whatever you need to get done.
And some of those hustles and stuff, I can still do it because I allotted myself like the time. So
Right.
Me personally,
So I'm saying at that time you could do the 125 2-hour commute for just 2-3 years. Save up
Yeah.
200 in your bank,
really,
100,000 in the bank,
for me, my
and you
cut-
could retire at 100,000, right?
okay. When I had the porn site,
Mm-hmm.
when I had the porn site and stuff, even me, I needed time to study.
Yeah.
So I needed time to study and stuff for school. So I would cut off things that I had to do and stuff like pertaining to like business wise,
Right.
to have study time, and then I still needed time for me because I feel like I tell him all the time, and I say it on the show and stuff, whatever. I don't want to lose the essence of me.
Right.
Right? I do different things. I like different things. I like different musics. I like different shows. I like to experience things. Like, you know, if it's gonna cut into the things that's gonna fuck with who Marvin is,
Yeah.
I don't want it. And that's period. That's why I can't really be bought. it takes a lot of money to buy me. Because I have to look at like, okay, if you're gonna give me $1 billion and stuff, whatever, then like, okay, my slogan, give me 50 mil, I'll tell you how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take you 50 mil, but I'm like, if you're gonna tell me we need you to work 12 hours and stuff like that, right? But we're gonna pay you $1 million. It's like, what am I doing for these 12 hours? I'm like, how is the 12 hours set up? Is it 7 to 7? If it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., then at least I have some time to say, let me decompress, then that's fine. But going, it's only a matter of time. Every machinery breaks down once you're overworking it.
Yeah.
So it can happen to human beings and stuff as well.
Of course.
I think that's the biggest. I think time management is the biggest skill that majority of the people lack. Like, just properly managing the time throughout the day.
underestimate it. I feel like we really do underestimate it because I don't know about you, but for me, like in grade school, we had these kind of assignments where they're like, oh, tell us what you did within a full 24 hours of the day. Right? And I remember I probably got that in maybe, let's say in high school, and I kind of brushed it off. I'm like, 15-minute increment, let my nuts hang, ate some chips, and all that type of stuff. But then now you understand.
The Nintendo marathon.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But now you understand, you're like, oh shit, this, and this will add up. Right? Because even like with him doing, I want to say edits and all that type of stuff pertaining to the show.
Right.
With me doing research and stuff like that, with me doing other things and stuff like that, you need to create this kind of allotted time to say, okay, this is the time you're going to do it, so therefore things fall into place.
Right.
And if you don't do that and stuff, it's kind of like, no disrespect to some people and stuff that just want to wing things, whatever, but consistency is the key.
Right.
And I feel like you won't really be consistent if you're just kind of like, you don't have a set regimen. Now, some people and stuff, automatically, they just like your circadian rhythm and certain things like that.
Right,
you don't really need an alarm clock for.
Yeah.
But some people, and they don't really need anything to kind of tell them, I have to do this, this, and this today. But some people, they do.
Yeah.
And it's all where you have to look at what works for you. Your world and my world are two different type of worlds.
Right.
Right? You have a wife, and you have certain things that you need to do with there, and then, time for like school, work, etc., etc., etc. Where my thing might be more, you might have 5 steps in your world, I might just have 2 things I have to do. His world might have 7.
Right.
You have to find what works for you and everything like that, so you can still function. Capability. Because I know some people bust their ass and stuff like that. I know a guy, he said his goal is to grind out to these 45. And then at 45, he has to look at stuff and say, was it all worth it? Because he wants to retire before he hits 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hand clap to you. I'm like, you're going to lose sleep in the process? I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, not me. I like to sleep now.
Bro.
Because, melanin is popping,
I always feel bad when people say that. I'll sleep when I die. But I love sleeping. That's one thing I can't give up.
Even with that plan, right? Like you're gonna grind to your 45 so you can retire before you're 50. And then you want to enjoy life in your less productive years.
Yeah.
Than having a life during your most productive years. Like that thought never really made sense to me. It's like it's better to have a balance, work to achieve your goals for the future, but also live your life now.
Yeah.
I can get it. I can see where they come from with that.
Right.
Because, like, going back to what he was saying, your stamina and your energy levels won't be like that. I look at kids, I get jealous every time I see kids. Kids run like NASCAR.
Dude.
Shoom, 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 shoom.
It's insane.
I love it. I fucking love it because I probably was like that at one time and stuff.
Right.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not like that now.
Right.
And I'm not nowhere near the 50 mark yet.
Right.
I still have a decade plus before I get to the 50 mark. So I'm looking at stuff where my energy level went from NASCAR junior kid to kind of like decent going to party life to now situating my forever.
Right.
Where I'm working out these numbers and the time is like, I don't have the energy for that. So their energy might be kind of tapped out and exerted and stuff there where they're like, you know what? These are now the melancholy days. And I don't knock them because different strokes, different folks.
Right.
You got to know what works for you.
Right.
Me personally, I wanna use it in this productive time where I still have the energy and stuff like. Because at 50, I might be a different Marv. I feel like I constantly evolve. I want to say through life lessons and situations and moments in life where I feel like I'm getting smarter, wiser, better, stronger.
Yeah.
And those come kind of frequent. So I'm looking like, J. Cole. The good news is you came a long way. The bad news is you went the wrong way.
Yeah.
If I put that process in my head from before about let my money work for me,
Right.
some of the club life thing might have kind of shifted.
Right.
Because I can count like maybe how much hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars I spent like on club life.
Yeah.
And bottles and all this type
getting
of stuff.
new outfits.
Right, outfits
gas
and everything. Where I could have put
card.
that money and stuff into like an investment where it could have worked for me.
Yeah.
But I know better, so I'm doing better now.
Right.
And then you kind of look back, you're like, if I would have did that shit back then, I'd been laughing now.
Yeah, I mean, I get the same feeling whenever I look back at certain times of my life where the money I had probably could have been put to better things, but then I just have to chalk it up as
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned, and also living life, right? That's like some of these you're not promised tomorrow, so some of these experiences.
Calm down, YOLO. Calm down, YOLO.
Yeah, no, well, it's some of these experiences when they have them, you just have to take them for what they are, and like you said, like learn and then say, okay, look at from this point now, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? What is it I'm trying to do? What is it that I see my future holding?
Right.
And a lot of it is just like before we even get to that point, a lot of it is just figuring out life and having fun while you figure out life, right? It's like it's not really much you can do other than that.
True. Standpoint on this planet, it means a lot. You have people, and I'm not knocking them. You have people that are born with silver spoons, and the opportunity and stuff is they have the time of luxury to play with some stuff.
Right.
I think that's part of my grind.
Yeah.
My grind and stuff is that if I bust my ass, it gives my son opportunity and stuff where you'd be like, he doesn't have to work as hard as me. 'Cause
Right.
I'm a firm believer in nepotism.
Yeah.
So if it came to some stuff where we're running Fortune 500 media marketing company and everything like that, and he's like, I want to open up a skateboard shop. Be like, the fuck? Yo, take the money. Do whatever you want. Some people don't have that luxury.
No.
My parents never gave me a luxury and stuff like that, whatever. Like, I want to say something that I wouldn't mind doing and stuff for no damn reason, like before, when back then you could play video games and you never really got paid.
Yeah.
I would love to do that or watch anime all damn day
tell
and
me
don't
about
get
it.
paid
Right.
Yeah.
and everything like that. But it wasn't set up for me like that. I had to go out there, go get up and get something.
Yeah, but I mean, but there's something to say about nepotism. At the end of the day, like again, you want to become like a let's say a video game creator or owner of a big video game shop, right?
I just want to play video games.
Oh, you okay? Whatever you want to do with video games, right? But you never realize that there's a possibility that ever being paid for just playing video games, right? So now you get up to the point where you want to now just play the video. This is what you want to do. So you got to go get the computer. You got to get all this stuff. You got to get all the equipment to achieve what you want to do. Well, you got to work to make that money to get that shit to do what you want to do.
That's what nepotism
But
comes
that's what I'm saying.
Mommy!
If you got
Dadums!
mommy and daddy where they said, hey, here it is. Find out whatever it is you're supposed to do and just do it. All that pressure of having to make that money to get to that level is gone. And all your focus is on what you really feel like you needed to do.
And that's where I go back to say, if everybody did a little, not one person's do a lot. Because I want to say the parents and stuff kind of came together and kind of hopefully help provide that situation. Or the parent, that parent probably had multiple people working underneath them to kind of come together, produce the funds for a parent to allow them to set child, right? And I'm for that. It's just like coming back to the question. For me, the 70K is good enough. I don't live beyond my means, and it's something where you have to reevaluate yourself. See, a lot of times when people see the questions or the polls, they just kind of look at first glance and then they just answer. But it's not a problem. Like, you can just press the screen, Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
You can press the screen and just take a pause, take a beat. Or if any case, you can kind of come back to it and stuff later. Because I remember there was one question when I said, who's more selfish, men or women? And one woman said, men. And she said that, we'll say 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And she came back in the afternoon. I need to change my vote. I want to say women now. And I was like, yeah, you cannot change your vote unless you open up another account on the gram. But it's something where the thought marinated within her brain.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? After, evaluation, maybe she probably said she was wrong. That's within her. There's no right or wrong to these questions.
There isn't, right? Yeah.
It's all perspective.
Yeah.
So that's where I would end it.
Well, 77,000 won out. 77,000 won out.
What do you mean?
They won out the poll.
No. 125K.
125K went out the poll.
125K. Won 60 by 67%.
Okay.
All right.
Some people enjoy commuting.
Well, they're just young, like I was saying, and they could grind for like they have a 5-year plan. I'll do this for 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Get out.
Well, I say that
And
I
get to work
always
from home.
I see from admin side, so some people that we can see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they ain't young.
Oh, they're not young.
They're younger. I mean, they're older than us. Us.
Yeah.
I seen some grandparents answer this question and stuff. Some people I know who are.
And it's 125.
125.
Jeez. I don't know who. There's a comedian that said, I don't know if it was TK Kirkland or Dion Cole, somebody. You got to look at life at how many summers you have left. You know, now at 30, you might die at 80, so you only have 50 summers to enjoy. And when you look at it through that perspective, like, oh my God, next year you only have 49. Like, what are you gonna do with your day?
Perspective.
Yeah.
It's perspective. Should we buy our kids designer clothes? Balenciaga, bitches. I couldn't do it.
Let Marquise at 16, I would get him Jordans, but Marquise at 10 or 9, I wouldn't. Like, I think there's certain stages where they gotta be somewhat fly so you don't get roasted or bullied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a
That's what I'm saying,
threshold.
the tribal thing.
Right,
It's like you
right.
want to fit in. 70% said hell no. How do you feel about that?
I put a hell no.
Yeah, I was in the hell no crowd.
I'm in a hell no crowd. But I seen you buy your son a V-long glizzy type of shit. Or I see him wear some clothes like that. And I see some people and stuff that put their kids in like Gucci, Balenciaga, and all this type of stuff. And I'm like,
Like real?
yeah.
Oh.
And or are you gonna spend real money on fake shit?
No,
That's some
like
different
fake
shit.
money on fake shit.
What fake money? What's fake money?
Like
Monopoly?
half the price. I don't know. You go to the flea market.
That's still real money you're using to buy fake
I
shit.
guess.
See, and that's the thing. When I'm seeing certain people and stuff, I was like, kids are kids. Like, I want to say, and don't get me wrong, adults would change and stuff and body types and everything like that. But I want to say your shoe size hasn't really changed that much within the course of 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? So I
Right.
want to say certain things kind of set in stone. I know somebody who spent their child, I believe, is like 7 or 8,
Yeah.
and bought a pair of Balenciaga shoes. And she was adamant that she can resell these things for $800.
Okay.
But
Used?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you have to find a particular kind of market for this, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foot phone gear, some kids are dirty.
Bro,
like,
they don't change your socks.
thank you.
Every day in high school, man, some people's feet stink. Oh
That's the
my
Doritos?
God. Yeah.
So I look at it, so I'm not
Oh.
knocking them. Again, there's nothing like that. But I feel like, when do we allow kids to be kids?
Yeah.
That's my thing. My thing is and we're not letting them miss out certain type of things, but you really have to lay some kind of foundation sooner than later.
Right.
Right.
Because from 0 to 17, they're children. From 18 to, let's say, 80 years old, they're adults. They're adult longer.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things can get fixated to say, like, well, I'm wearing Balenciaga when I was young. I can't fuck up and change now, whatever, as an adult. When, like, yo, that Balenciaga money come into your rent, your
Yeah.
mortgage, the other type of... Like, I look at certain things like, I like kicks. I said it to you. Is there any space, shape, or form where you can buy kicks stuff that's under $200 and stuff now? In today's times. We've seen a few.
Yeah.
We've seen a few, but I look at it like, some of them look like, yeah, okay, I will buy that. And others look like, nah, bro, they're not going on my feet.
I just bought a pair of Air Maxes for 140.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But certain type of Air Max and stuff,
They're
for that
yeah.
price, I probably won't buy it.
No, these ones you buy. I'll show you a picture later.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, you know you like these shoes.
You buy them.
So what about you? You know people and stuff who will spend lavishly for their kids. I feel like if I see a child in Balmain or Balenciaga or some Gucci, Louis Vuitton, I kind of scratch my head. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Those, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Air Max 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know parents that will buy their kids that type of stuff, but
You're not considering Adidas or Nike as designer.
it depends
You know
on
what I
depends on what class of shoe it is. You have Adidas, and then you have Adidas. You have Nike, and then you have
The Louis Vuitton.
Nike.
Yeah.
Right. It's
yeah.
like they have ranges.
They have ranges.
But yeah, like regular Nikes.
Well, 'cause-
like Jordans, would they be designer?
Yeah,
for your kid.
I think they would. In my world, I would classify
Jay.
it. But you see, the thing and stuff is that
Really? Jordans?
see, I look at like being a smart shopper or smart consumer, right? There was these Galaxy phone pods. Phone pods are not cheap.
They're not. Yeah.
Phone
They're
pods are not cheap.
Well, they're cheaper now a little bit, aren't they? Compared to before, or no?
They still kind of up there.
Okay.
So now phone posits and stuff. I went to Marshalls or TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
This is somewhere in Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm like, I looked on the shoe rack in Marshalls. I was like, that can't be the Galaxy phone posits. I seen the price tag on the bitch. This shit says, I think it said, $110. In retail stores, like 200 plus. So I was like,
this is recently?
this is like a few years ago.
Okay.
Before-
so you're in
before
this adult,
pandemic.
Right.
As
Okay,
an adult.
as an adult, okay.
So when I seen it, I was like, I don't care if I can't fit this shit. I'm gonna buy this shit and I'm gonna resell it. And that's what I did. I bought it and I resold it for a little bit cheaper than the original price. So I doubled my money.
Oh.
But that's me with I want to say like with the brain, like I said, with the $100,000 type of thinking.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do with it, right? Somebody else might be like, I can't fit this shit. And I'm not gonna buy like clown size. Let's say, no disrespect to dudes out there or people out there with the big feet, whatever, but it's kind of like you have better chance of people fitting like a pair, let's say 10 and a half to like maybe to 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Compared to like size 12s and where they don't run the half sizes anymore. They're like 13s and 15s and everything like that.
And women are becoming sneakerheads themselves. So if they can't fit in a size 10 men, they'll get the 9.5 or 8. So you're still,
bingo.
Double the market.
So I was looking at them like, a smart shopper will come in these places. Like a smart shopper will go to outlet type of places.
It's called arbitraging.
One more time?
Arbitrage.
Never heard that word before. I like
No?
it.
The black people go like...
I thought you said albatross, like the bird?
That's what I thought.
Arbitrage.
I was like,
Oh my God. So you just go to like random stores. You'll go to the Winners or Marshalls and see... And you have a scanner on your phone, like a QR. And you'll see how much they're selling on Amazon, whatever. If you double your money or at least make, 30%, you just buy them and sell them on Amazon, eBay.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't really scan everything. I just kind of looked. I'm like, I know this.
Because you know it off the top of your
off
head.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're sneakerhead, you would know
Exactly.
the market a little bit.
Right. So, I mean, you can be a smart consumer. I mean, the consumer when it comes to like clothes and stuff, especially these kids. But kids grow out of shit.
Yeah.
Kids, they're growing. They're growing and stuff. And I feel like you can buy a Louis Vuitton for a 12-year-old and everything. And then now come 14, 15 or high school time for that child, might not have the same kind of body shape or certain things might not fit.
Right.
And most of these kids, when they're trying, I feel like these kids are normally trying to keep up with the Joneses because it's kind of a community type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you want to be in, then you want to be, instead of being outside.
Yeah.
So now, set kid can't fit thing, or they can still fit it, whatever, but like, yo, you got that fresh pair of Balenciaga. We're not wearing Balenciagas anymore, Dad. Be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is put all that money for?
Yeah. Right?
That part.
I love to see those toddlers in those
The dollars in the
Gucci belt,
fucking day.
Yeah.
Gucci Air Jordan sneakers. I'm like, damn.
Man, I seen this one kid. He was fly. He was fly as hell. And I was with somebody and stuff, and I know one of my friends, and he saw the kid, and he was with his mom. The little boy was with his mom.
Right.
And then he made this comment. He's like, she dressing him up like the dude she never had. I was like, oh, like,
Wow. Oh, man.
hurtful days.
But I would buy Nikes and Jordans at for a certain age. But I wouldn't go too high. And especially at that age, you're not going to appreciate the material
Kids
and the
are
design.
kids.
Yeah, but I would join, like, especially if they were playing ball.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid growing up, I didn't have, like, certain other kids would have regular casual shoes they wear in the streets, and they have ball shoes for just playing the court.
You had
or
that
just
one
tennis
shoe
shoes
kinda
for tennis.
last you for a while.
The whole,
for like
yeah,
a holiday
I wore my
or school year.
basketball shoes in the wintertime, in the snow, everything.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
I don't discriminate. I do the same damn thing. He's the one that cussed me the other day. He's like, these snowstorms didn't motivate you to buy some boots yet?
Yeah.
I was like, maybe, because the January one, that bitch hit different.
Yeah, no, that's another thing too, exactly. So I would, because I went through it as a kid, I would understand, I would get my kids like the winter boots, maybe not designer, obviously, but at least like a Nike or Adidas, like name brand shoes after a certain age.
Yeah.
Because they're kids, they just want the light up shoes, the Spider-Man shoes, the Batman shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when the kids.
Like I said,
and that's the funny thing. No,
Yeah.
no, what you said is really the truth. They just want the fun shit.
Yeah.
They could care less if it's a Balenciaga or
Yeah.
Jordan. Or, they'll probably, if you gave them the choice to pick,
Yeah.
they're gonna pick the fun shoe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Spider-Man, Superman,
an
whatever it
adult,
is.
look here, if we're talking about like some Balenciagas, I'm pretty sure as an adult, I'm hoping, you spent dollars for this thing. You're not gonna hurdle yourself into like some mud or anything like that where you have to now do the most and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
Kids just see fun, eat, poop, and play.
Yeah.
Right? So if you throw them in this Balenciagas and stuff, whatever, you're like, why you keep dirtying up these shoes? The kids. This is what they do.
That's
We
what
know
they do, yeah.
we know what they do. They don't give a damn. They just
Yeah.
go play.
Exactly.
Right? So I mean, I remember one time my mom, when I was younger, she put me in some white shorts. And she's like, you dirty up your white shorts. I'm like, I'm a kid. Like, you think this is gonna come back to me?
Yeah.
You think I was like, no.
It's Mission Impossible.
Stop roughhousing by me. I have my white shorts on. I'm not on my period. Oh, the
No.
fuck? No,
That's hilarious.
kids are gonna be kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part. 4th of July massacre. Get.
Yo, Marv, too soon, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it too soon?
Is it, though?
I mean,
Yo, that kid.
We're gonna move on to something else real fast again. Like
Yeah.
last week it was
Yeah.
abortions.
Yeah.
And then this week is massacre.
That guy looked weird, though. That was a weird looking kid, though.
Which white boy shooter looks sane to you?
I don't know.
Like
Yeah.
if you gave me no disrespect, if you gave me a white boy shooter that looked like a Chad,
Yeah.
that would be the shocking piece to me. The movie
Yeah.
theater one, the guy who shot at Batman,
Yeah.
right.
he had like clown color hair.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't look sane.
Yeah.
Dylan Roof didn't look sane.
You didn't look
None
sane
of
at
them
all.
look sane. The
No.
kid, I want to say the kid who did the tears crying and stuff, they cleaned them up for the courts. But he looked kind of the most sane out of all the shooters.
Right.
Cause he was, but then when he started crying on stage, like, they attacked me. I was like, "Get your alt-right haircut. Shut the fuck up." It's like, yo,
Did they get with the AK?
yeah.
In the
Who
Peach
drove
Watches?
like the two towns?
Oh, right.
Not the Buffalo one.
No.
the
No.
other one who drove.
The 17-year-old.
Yeah, the 17-year-old. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse, that's right.
Like I said, I try not to remember their name,
He's coming out with a video game. You hear about this?
and that's why you
It's
can't.
about
I
shooting
hear.
turkeys, but it's like gun violence or something.
This
It's
is
weird.
the reason why you can't give them that kind of energy and that steam. The more you call their name, is the more they think it's fame.
Yeah.
Right.
This is clout. This is the clout aspect. July 4th massacre, where like I said, I'm not mentioning the shooter. I don't give him no kind of credibility. I don't want to motivate no punk ass copycats to this thing. But my man came out there, AR assault rifle.
Yep.
And went to work. 7 are dead now. As of now.
7.
So it went from 6 to 7. One person didn't make it.
Yeah.
Extra person didn't make
Yeah.
it. Over 30 injured
Right.
in the process. He went through on the 4th of July, July 4th, this past one. Condolences and thoughts and prayers to the families who lost loved ones and people who are healing. He's sending healing energy your way. These shooters, I want to say, race really, 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 really plays a heavy factor in these things with these shooters. I cannot understand how said person has guns pointing to police and police do not try to subdue person, where at least a shot in the leg or the arm or something like that. But then you have Jalen Walker, for example, in Akron, Ohio,
Right.
who his gun, he was unarmed when the police rinsed 60 shots, not including the ones that have possibly missed.
Yeah.
Right.
Within him. He had no gun pointing to them.
Right.
How are you not going to see race in this factor? Like, I'm just saying, like, as a non-black person, how do you not see race not play a factor in this? No gun, AR-15 point at public servants. The police are public servants, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Serve and protect. People are serve and protecting
Peace officers.
peace officers. Not a shot. Not a shot.
Yeah, it's dumbfounded, right? Like, in a situation where you are justified to use lethal force, you don't use it.
Right.
But when situations don't call for you to use lethal force,
You're using
you end up using it anyway. Like, Yeah, what is the factor that we're missing here, or we're not missing here?
Yeah.
I can't see it. That's why I'm asking two intelligent men. I'm like, I can't see this because I'm dumbfounded. Like, I said, what would happen if it was a black cop to kill a white man? Would they not expect, or what should we not expect as a black community, an uproar from them for a black cop shooting an unarmed white man?
Right.
Well, here's the thing. I thought about that, and I don't think we'd get a big as uproar as we think we would.
Interesting. Talk about it.
Because they know that black dude is gonna go hang.
I get what you're saying. There was a cop that cop in Minneapolis
Who shot the white
shot
lady.
the woman,
Right.
the Australian woman, like before George Floyd. In Minneapolis, police they've been in the hot water several
For a
times.
while, yeah.
Right. And yeah, there was a black cop. I think he was.
I vaguely remember this.
Muslim descent.
Okay.
Right.
I want to say he might be Somalian descent or something like that. He had like a Muslim type of descent name.
Okay.
And he shot a lady when he was trying to, I guess, chase down somebody else, and then she got in the line of fire, and she got killed, and they locked him up. They locked up the black cop.
But here's the thing, right?
She didn't come after him with a knife or something?
No.
No, this is something else.
I know about that situation because I so happened to be watching news that day when he was either charged or when it was going down.
Okay.
After that day,
Yeah.
I never seen it or heard any mention
Because
of it
they locked him up
again.
and threw away the key. Before the George Floyd situation.
Before this, so think about that. You have enough confidence, right? That this is what's gonna happen. That it's not even a story to you.
Oh, I remember this. And everybody thought the black kid was gonna walk.
yeah,
That cop. They know he's not like, slapping the wrist or something. I would think.
Right, because we were thinking, hey,
He's doing his job.
We see it all the time.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
doing
we
his
see it,
job.
yeah.
But you notice they made sure they didn't say anything about that case because they didn't want to make it look like he was just doing his job. Right? There's no art. So, like I said, it aired the one time.
Right.
Then that was it. It's like it just got buried because they already knew what they were planning on doing to that dude. So when I say, I don't think there's gonna be an uproar more than, oh, so and so got shot. How many sometimes after that hits the news cycle? You are not hearing about it again until it's ready for trial. Then when it's ready for trial, you're only gonna hear that it's gone to trial.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hear anything about the trial. What transpired with the police? I couldn't tell you what happened to the trial in the police officer.
I had to Google it.
But I can tell you what. I can almost tell you what happened in the Chavez trial.
Yeah.
See what I mean? The two different.
Yeah.
It's two different situations. I don't think there will be an uproar, Marv. To be quite honest with you, if that was to happen the other way around.
Interesting. What about you, Ben? You think an uproar might take place if a black cop was to kill a white man?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I don't know, man. Like, it all depends. What's going on that day. You know what I mean? If there's something more pressing, it'd be something else on the news instead. I don't know, man.
Well, because I feel like
There's so much going on. Like,
well, to the
yeah, he
media
was saying
and
that.
stuff
Yeah,
like
it's just
like,
covering this they want, and they're all in on it. It seems like.
Like I feel like from media from the beginning of the year to now, we've had Omicron
Yeah.
to war in Russia and Ukraine,
Yeah. Smallpox.
monkeypox,
Monkeypox. Sorry.
monkeypox, more racial shootings,
Bro. Yeah.
And
these
everything stopped during the month
random
of gay,
acts of violence too now.
the gay pride parade month. Everything calmed down, and right after
No, well, there was something
No,
in
the
Paris.
stuff.
there was the Paris.
yeah.
Is it Norway or Paris?
No,
France.
sorry, no way.
It's in your yeah. It was one of those yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the Scandinavian countries. I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Right.
It was like a Muslim
Right.
person who
and
popped shots in the air and like,
Yeah.
we're canceling everything.
Yeah. And then with that, they would consider that more of a hate crime thing, right? Pertaining
Terrorism.
pertaining to the whole Pride Month.
Yeah.
But then right after Pride Month end, we got the situations with the rabbits.
What rabbits?
Oh, you didn't see that one?
No.
Where they're saying how some cases of some disease going around by rabbits, and they've gotten 2 cases so far, and they're monitoring it.
What does it sound from? I think I heard about this.
No. Bugs Bunny, that's the only
No.
rabbit I heard
Yeah.
recently.
So like you're saying, there's always something constantly in the news
It is
cycle.
Well, no, there's what's it called? There's random acts of violence too, like the Kipling Station thing. The woman got set on fire.
Oh, that happened in June.
Yeah,
That
and then
happened
some
in
other
June,
time somebody was pushed. People are getting like beat up for no reason. There's what's it called? 2 guys attempted to rob 12 cars in 11 days. No, 11 cars in 12 hours, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so they got charged close to
Is that gone in 60 seconds?
something like that.
That's a
So
good
2
movie.
guys combined were charged 100 charges, or didn't get convicted, but they're charging them with 100. Like everywhere you see, man, some like there's been a shift after this year started.
Right.
There's just so much violence, like I've never seen before. Like everywhere, places you thought was safe, people are getting robbed, assaulted, sexually harassed, this and that.
Does this change? Will this change your outlook on like going places or doing certain type of things?
Not anymore, no. Because I went to Memphis. People say, "Oh, don't go to Memphis. It's a scary place." But you go there, it's just as bad as like Toronto or New York. Just be smart about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same. People scare you, but the place you're coming from is just as bad. Even now, like everything's just as bad.
I feel like media plays a factor and stuff into these things
Yeah.
as well, right? Because like when I tell my coworkers here that I'm from Cleveland,
Right.
they're like, "Oh, first 48." And I was like, they jump up quick. And I was like,
I never knew I was in Cleveland. Honestly, yeah.
They did a few and stuff in Cleveland and everything like that, right? And when I was like, I mean, there's violence here the same way as violence there.
Yep.
And to me, I just do to and fro.
Yep.
Right.
Right? It's just another day in the neighborhood to me from both sides.
Right.
But certain things, they get highlighted and some people take those as gospel
Right.
as well. And I had somebody tell me one day, a coworker of mine here in Toronto, they were saying, I wrote the date. So I was writing out the date, right? Like
Okay.
like today's date or whatever day that was.
Okay.
So I wrote out month, date, year. And I'm like, oh, I just said this is how I was taught, like,
And in the States, it's like that. In America. Yeah, it is.
right?
You're right.
This
Threw me
person,
off.
This
Yeah.
person who was Hungarian born
Yeah.
is telling me that's not how American people write their date. So I said, when did you live in America? And he's like, but I know it from Google search and stuff like that. And I was like,
No, that's how Americans I know.
But yeah, but I told him, like, not everything you see in Google is gospel.
Yeah.
Much as when you go to locations or certain type of places, right? Because I was like, living in a particular environment is different from seeing it. Like First 48, back in that, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
First 48 might make it seem like Cleveland is a straight crime run,
Of course.
right? But it's not. There's still homely moments and everything like that. You might have basic stuff like hit and runs or like other little things, but not murder. Like let's say like 10 murders per day.
Yeah.
Right? They might have a bloody day here.
Yeah.
Like there was a few bloody weekends and stuff that passed like
Yeah.
a few weekends ago. Where like, the holiday weekend there was like I think back-to-back murders or something like that.
Yeah.
Or people getting killed. I was like,
There's a lot of shootings happening.
it happens everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It happens everywhere. I feel like the media and stuff is in control of this, whatever, but I just look at the people need to be more self-aware than self-centered. Because they have to understand the stuff like what's real and what's not and what's kind of like forced down your throat.
Right.
Right? Not everything and stuff is going to work for you or myself.
Right.
Different strokes, different folks. And I just feel like the media or the powers that be is like, you're going to eat this war down your throat. We're going to do this. We're going to put this. We're going to put this monkeypox on. You can shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like
We're off the grid yesterday.
yeah, that's true.
I was off the grid.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go
Well,
ahead.
no, I was gonna say I think not necessarily like staying away from certain places, but just like it's like more cautious, more aware of my
Awareness.
surroundings.
Yeah.
And knowing that things can happen. We've seen it happen before, knowing that things can happen. But at the end of the day, you can't really live in fear. And it's like you said, like for one thing to be said about a place and an environment, it's not always the same when you're actually there
Right.
in that place and environment. And people who do crime or have crime happen, it's usually people who know each other or know of each other and have
Yeah.
certain dealings with each other that has gone bad. And it's rarely a random victim, right? Like,
But sometimes you look like that guy they have beef with, and you get run down. You know, it's something like that happens a lot.
Oh yeah, you like you fail. It's like a wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing. I see it. I witnessed some girl destroy a guy's car, and I guess she thought she was destroying her boyfriend's car.
Yeah, or ex or whoever. Yeah, the cheater.
Ex-boyfriend and shit like that. And then there was a brunette dude. He ran out. He's like, "What are you doing to my car?" She's like, "Oh, I thought this was such and such
You
car."
witnessed this in real life?
Yeah. This was in I want to say Kipling and Dixon, the plaza with Gourmet Express,
Right.
over there.
Wow.
When I was over there and stuff, and like she was going to town. I was like, "Yikes!" I'm like, she was closer to like where the pizza was.
Yeah.
And she just like going to town on the car and everything like that. But the guy's like, "I don't know you. Why are you doing this to my car?" And she's like, "Wait, what?" And the guy, he opened up the car. He's like, "You're gonna pay for this." And then she kind of ran off in a friend's car and just like skirt. And he's like, "You got the plate?" I'm like, "Bro, I did not. I did not." So there's other people like, "I got part of the plates." I'm like, "Okay, that's you two got to go over that. I'm out." Because I went there, I think, because there's a dollar store over there. So I went over there to go for the dollar store purpose and stuff.
That's
and I was
crazy.
like, could you imagine? Like, it's like that. Or I know somebody who bought a car from like a police auction for like peanuts.
Yeah.
And I think the thing and stuff is that somebody was waiting for them at that car. So let's say they purchased the car.
Yeah.
And somebody's waiting for them and stuff, whatever, like gun out in hand. So that they're like, I've been waiting to shoot you. And they're like, so when they beat the car, they're like, the person asked them, like, "Did you know such and such and such? Like, where'd you get this car from and stuff and everything?" They're like, "I got it from my auction." They're like, oh, so he's probably locked up. And they're like, "Please don't shoot me."
Yeah.
Like, nah, you're not the person I'm looking for. These aren't the drones I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, look at that.
Yeah.
What if they would have probably
Holy
fit the
shit.
description
Yeah.
of that person, got close enough to be like, all right, I'm going to shoot now. And they got shot for a situation that it wasn't for them, intended for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
The innocent bystander thing, I feel
It
like
happens, but it's
it happens.
rare. It's
rare?
Yeah, I think it's rare.
Chris Rock cracked a joke one time. He said, if bullets cost more, there'd be less innocent bystanders. If the bullets are 17 cents. He's like, because you think, what? If bullets are like $400, like, I would shoot you?
Oh my God.
I gotta wait for payday.
I'm trying to think of like these games I play with these first person or third person shooters.
Yeah.
You put on easy mode, you can find bullets everywhere. But you go to extreme hard mode, you gotta conserve the bullets because it's harder to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man! But like I was saying earlier, I feel like now what's happening now is almost the same with what happened in 2008 when like the financial thing crashed and hit a recession. People start offering themselves because they couldn't afford the new what's it called, interest rates. They couldn't. Like, their money was worth a little bit less, and people were actually like a lot of people. There's a lot of suicides in the States during that time. And there's like a lot more robbery. There's a lot more things that are like bad happening at that time.
Well, I mean,
So I feel like now that's almost the same feeling I'm getting now.
you make it, we'll take it. That's some people's slogan.
Yeah.
Right? That's legit. I know some people and stuff, that's their slogan and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it right? No, of course not. But at the end of the day, we're in this point now where we have the have and the have-nots.
Right.
Right? And this is where when I was talking to you guys about a friend earlier and stuff about like, how much money he's generating and everything like that, you don't really have to show it because it, like, people agree with envy like this fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then at times and stuff, it's kind of like, R.I.P. Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke bought whatever bag and it had the address on there. And that's how they got the address to go after him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They zoomed in on it, remember?
Yeah.
Because like he was at like I guess an Airbnb or something like that kind of house. So it's not even like his residence. It wasn't even like signed off paperwork to him. But they saw video, they saw address. Hold on, zoom in. Oh, he in town? Get the squad. 4 gunmen went in there and took his life. Right? There's certain things and stuff where the have and the have nots. Some people don't like the fact that you might have a beautiful wife.
Right. Or you have a podcast.
Right. Or I have a podcast.
Yeah.
Or you have all these other business ventures and stuff going
Please,
on.
no hitmans. No
Yeah.
hitmans watching. We're sending the call out from now. No hitmans watching.
Yeah, and it's annoying. It's annoying for, I want to say, the haves.
Right.
Right? Because I look at it where like, okay, you have these multi-millionaire folks and stuff like that, and they might say a Kardashian line like, bust your ass, get on your grind and do this. But like, Heifer, you got funds. We don't.
Yeah.
She busted her ass though.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, she got an ass bust.
Yeah.
Ray J busted her
Yeah.
ass.
So I mean, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
And I just like, it's awareness.
Yeah.
It goes back to awareness.
Right.
Like, these things can happen. you want to put yourself in a situation where you're in the percentage of it less likely to happen.
Right.
Right? Because I mean, there's some people and stuff, they know they have like mountains and mountains of money and everything like that. And they might live in a gated community.
Right.
Security 24 hours. It reduces, set situations and chances and stuff like that. And much less they might not leave their home or their domain that often. And that reduces another percentage of stuff of like risk and chance.
Yeah.
So it's awareness. It's awareness.
It's like when you go on vacation, they tell you, stray away from the resort on your own
risk. Yeah,
on your own risk.
Yeah,
we're not responsible for you. But then you decide to say, hey, you want to see this a little bit, see the city a little bit.
Yeah.
You come off the resort, and like then you run into like locals who are friendly and have their shops.
Super nice. Great food.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, I wouldn't have experienced this if I lived in fear and just stayed on the hotel premises.
Yeah. Take a chance. That's why if I went to Mexico for a wedding, we went to Playa del Carmen, and we went downtown, amazing shops, clean. We went clubbing the night after. I'm like, this is actually, I could live here. I didn't feel scared or nervous. Or there's cops with AKs walking around. So I'm like, okay, there's some protection there.
Do you play a part in how other people perceive you? See this hand movement? Perceive you.
Perceive.
You, and you. Perceive. Yeah, people think I'm the ultimate violent dirtbag and horror bag him and tag him, man.
No, you were saying that.
Bag him and tag him. Bag him and tag him. Bag him and tag him.
Bag him and tag him.
You were saying what were you saying about earlier?
What?
How if you're quiet, it's a problem. No, it's frowned upon. But it's what you perceive, right?
Yeah.
The loud guy.
I just like, but me, I like to learn. What is it? Somebody gave me a title like the name Maven. I'm a student of the world. I like to learn. And that's what my thing is that part of my evolutionary moments and stuff, I'm like, how is this applicable to my world? Now, once I see it, understand like a concept, like, because even like when you're dealing with the locals and everything like that, right? Let's say you come out there like, I don't want to say like a pop smoke, but let's say you come out there flashy, rolly, chain, neck and wrist, on some Pusha T type of stuff, and everything like that. It might give off an impression to these people that you got it like that. Right. So do you play a part on how people perceive you? Because then again, like, I could have never met you, and I could have heard from Smooth about you, and I'm like, everything that he said about you, I don't like you.
Yeah. So
do you think you play a part on how people perceive you?
I think so.
What about you?
I think so.
You tell me. Because like I said, somebody can not meet you and dislike you.
Yeah, but I think it's hard for you not to play a part in how someone perceives you. I mean, if you're going to carry yourself in a certain way or a certain light, then you're going to give off that certain light in a certain way, right? Like, if I'm not a flashy person and I step outside, anybody who sees me and looks at me, they're going to say, okay, that's probably the regular Joe Schmo, right? If I'm the type of person that likes to be flashy all the time and I step out, it's a different perception, right? So, and then with the and it's not to your own fault, but with certain perceptions come certain things, right? So they may see me. I may be broke as hell, but step outside in brand new Jordans and a polo tracksuit that no one's ever seen before, right? They're probably gonna look at me. First, they're probably going to think I'm a drug dealer. That's the first thing that's going to probably come to mind, right? If that doesn't come to mind, then probably someone who does well with money, an investor or something, right? That's something in the high esteem or high regard, as opposed to me just being a broke guy who probably spent his last bit of money on a pair of Jordans and a polo tracksuit.
So, okay, what about, let's say, for example, we'll look at podcast stuff, right? If we look at the tail of the tape and stuff, I seen your little sideline poll, bitch.
Who won? I don't know who won.
They put it on me.
They put it on you?
Of course they put it on me. And that's part of that.
That's part of the perception.
That's part of perception and stuff, right?
What was it again? Somebody was coming after which podcaster?
Right,
it was a poll. I didn't see that.
Who was trying to pick up which podcaster?
What was it? What was this person saying?
It was some fraud stuff.
Yeah, it was like
some fraud stuff. Like, can I be your friend?
Start off with that.
Oh, the Japanese girl.
Right. Yes.
I went to the profile. It looks legit.
She might be looking.
She was like a
No,
food blogger.
but here's why I say that it was fraud, because in the description it goes, my previous account was hacked,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, okay, well, if your previous account was hacked, are you really trying to make new friends? And we were already friends, so the part that threw me
Yeah,
off
you guys
was
followed her.
right. So the part that threw me off was,
Yeah, that's threw me off too.
can we be friends? I'm like, well, why would you ask if? So I said, well, we're already IG friends. So that clued it into like, okay,
fraud.
this is fraud.
Because if you're already IG friends, why do you ask him if you want to be friends?
In real life.
Okay, then just communicate regular. Or be like, hey, I'm in Toronto this time. You want to meet up for drinks?
What's her name? Yoko? Something like that?
Yumiko?
Yeah.
Miko.
I won't be friends.
All right.
Let's send her Dillinger's way.
Let's send it your way. Let's
Let's
send it
send
your
her
way.
Dillinger's way.
But so
But who's she talking to though? Are you explain it?
No, I was responding to
he
the
was
right
responding.
to the
Yeah.
DM.
Was it straight to your DM or straight
No,
to
it's
the
not
No, it came
podcast?
to the
Prodigal
Podical Sons.
Okay.
it came to the Podical
Came to the
Sons.
Prodigal Sons.
Yeah, this is so weird.
So because it was fraud.
Exactly.
Because it was fraud. That's like when you, like I said, you use your level of awareness. You're looking like, can you be friends? There's two people. Who do you want to be friends with?
Yeah.
Right, and we're already friends on IG. Like,
Right,
what are you
yeah.
asking for? What are you asking for?
What are you really asking?
What are you really asking
Oh,
for?
man.
So that's why it was so funny when I posted this. That's why I posted the poll. Who is she trying to pick up? Not your average Joseph or Sofa King Marvel?
Yeah.
But you see, okay, so then this is where it looks at it stuff where
That's hilarious.
it's perception,
Right.
Because, like, if we're giving out secret sauce and everything like that, who creates more of, let's say, the Associated Sons? Be me, right? But my perception of stuff comes off as like, I'm for the highway, womanizer, loudmouth, asshole.
Right.
And this is the perception that people would take,
Got you.
right? And they're using this and stuff to kind of, I guess, to say, this is what this guy's all about. So now when he produces a poll like that, they're like, they're going after the loud one and everything like that. But it was him having a conversation with
That's
her.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
And here's
the people's perception, what they perceive.
Here's the funny thing, though. One of the DMs said, "I think this is not your average Joseph by the way of the answer, because you're a married man, and I know if this was Sofa King Marvelous back in the day, he would probably entertain this." So as I said,
Are they
again,
wrong,
the
though?
perception.
But they're not wrong.
Again, the perception.
I'm afraid of online people because my thing and stuff is that, all right, way back when, and this is not even podcast related though,
Okay.
right? One day I checked my DM. Yo, Scary Hours, man. That Drake album is not a lie, man. It's some Scary Hours. Look, I'm thinking I'm seeing like some yoga pants, some cheeks and stuff like that on the video.
Right.
So I clicked the video and shit because it's a DM that came to me and stuff like that. And then I turn around, I see a sausage whip out when I'm like, whoa, bruv. Like, shout out to the LGBT community, but that's not my realm.
Oh, man.
So like I clearly have to like, hit block and everything.
Why? Once you rate it, I'm like, oh, that's a great looking thing, but I'm not interested.
I'm not dick rating.
I'm like, yo, good for you.
Yo, I'm not dick rating. That's you. Again, I will send more people like that towards Ben Dillinger.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh,
It's
okay. And you get, that's what I'm saying. Like these things and stuff where part of the reason why I have this kind of like online fear. It's not like I'm not gonna know everybody personally.
Right.
I welcome the conversation, but my conversation and stuff to like randoms is kind of more open people base.
You should
Because I like the conversation.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. You might put up as Yumiko, and you might be some Indian dude there behind the machine, ready to fraud and go
That's
in
right.
for air ducts.
Right, yeah,
How do
yeah.
I know this if I
Yeah.
don't know you personally?
Exactly.
So I won't entertain random conversations. Like, so that if I get like a random DM and everything, I'm like, oh, this is great. I got a girl now, much less. So now I got a girl, and like everybody still perceives me as like for the highway. I don't
Yeah.
cheat, but they're gonna come in and stuff the same way and be like, this is a setup. You're not about to fuck up my happy home.
Right.
Block.
Block.
I get a post, like I put a post up and everything like that. I had some suit. I had a suit on. We went, at a wedding and everything.
Yeah.
MCing at a wedding, and I had somebody come in my DM and stuff, and they were like, "Love a chocolate man in the suit." I just fist bumps and prayer hands, man. Like, that's it. Like, thank you,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Boom, boom, bring it in. That's it.
You want to send another compliment?
Oh, bro, I'm in a relationship. The only person she complimented was my woman.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. You gotta be careful nowadays.
Yo.
Yeah.
So,
I just
so
say
you
thank
do
you,
that,
keep
then
it
they
moving.
screenshot and they send that to your wife now.
You didn't say anything wrong.
It depends. See, and that's something I don't know how some people might take certain type of things.
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
like you said,
yeah.
time of the day. It depends on the day where that was and stuff, whatever. Say she probably woke up and had a dream and stuff like, fucking Ben, he just cheating on me in this damn dream and everything like that. And then she get this DM from this random Yumiko now saying like, oh, your man and I are now best friends now, whatever. I knew you were cheating. I had a dream last night. Like, what did I say? I just said, cool. Let's be friends. We can meet up for drinks. You meeting up with Yumiko for drinks? You know, sassy black woman. I'm like, nah, bro.
Well, she said she's new to Canada. And
New
she's
to
from
Canada.
Japan.
Yeah.
New in town. Yo, no, I'm good.
We are good.
I like to tread carefully and lightly. And stuff.
Right.
Like I said, if I know you like that, or we met each other, and I'm always grateful for the supporters. When people come in and stuff in my DM and stuff, because I'm like, we mentioned on the podcast, we have a DM you guys can come into. We have a website where you guys can submit information to. But they're like, no, loudmouth and stuff, whatever. They want to cuss me, so like, Sofa K. Marvis, I'm here. You should never said such and such and such on last episode. By the way, my Ask the Sons question is, I'm like, well, damn, okay, thank you for the Ask the Sons question.
Yeah.
And I just don't respond to everything else. So
Yeah. Oh man.
the show must still go on. The business is business, right? I just don't know how to gauge certain people when I
Right.
I look at this stuff for my personal self. I have to meet you and then have a 15-minute conversation with you. Because I know the kind of questions I would ask or I'll engage with the characters and stuff like to see where's your head at? Because I don't know where some people's like state of mind might be. Right? I said something way back on the episode back when and stuff, whatever, out of sarcasm.
Right.
Said Donald Trump is the GOAT. And a guy responded and stuff, whatever. You need a bullet in your head because you're saying Donald Trump is like one of the greatest presidents of all time. Sarcasm, tone. You didn't hear, if you didn't take that and stuff, I don't know how you're going to perceive certain things I say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here's a question
To me directly.
to you. After going to Yumiko's page,
Yeah.
what was the perception that you had of that?
I think
Because
to-
you said she didn't seem like a fraud.
She looks like a food blogger. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Just so.
And then
just-
you followed her. I'm like, should I follow her? This seems interesting. I'm like, nah, I didn't follow her though.
but she just seemed like somebody interesting.
Honestly, the reason I went to her page was a lot of these scammers, they'll have one hot girl picture, one post,
Right.
50 million following, and like 10 followers.
Right.
Like I expected to see that.
Right.
When I saw a legit page with all these food pictures and she's there like 1 or 2 pictures, I'm like, oh, this seems legit.
But what's happening now is, and this is why I also went to the page just to look and see what it's. I was like, oh, she also seems like a person who's just like into fashion,
Right.
Health, and so forth like that. But what we got to understand is now that these fraudsters are frauding people, hacking it and taking over their accounts.
A friend of mine did that. That happened to her, like locally.
It'll look like a perfectly normal account, and it is
Just
perfectly
have
normal
both.
I started
account.
getting DMs from her. Hey, I just got into this crypto investing. If you invest 10,000, you'll get 20,000 back.
Bones.
I'm like, sorry?
We had a friend that happened to this week.
You got hacked this
He
week.
got hacked. Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
yeah.
she because cannabis is legal in Canada. My friend was doing a cannabis page, like promoting, reviewing, and she was doing really well for herself. And and all of a sudden, crypto. Like, what the heck is going on? So I messaged her like, hey, I really is this thing legit? She's like, no, I got hacked months ago. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
And she can't get it back. And Instagram is not helpful at all. So
No,
you can't
no.
legitimize yourself for your account more than the hacker can. It's really weird.
Yeah. When I got on WhatsApp with Bones is like, yeah, they even changed my password on me. I can't even get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. Yeah. So make that be a lesson. It's a 2-step verification.
Yeah.
That's the shit right now.
Yeah.
Right now, anybody trying to hack into your shit, you'll get that email and they want that verification number that you got to punch in. So let that be a lesson to all who's been hacked. Those who want to avoid being hacked, 2-step verification is the way to go.
More of the story is perception is freaking key. I want to say perception for some people kind of becomes reality if they don't change it, right? It's up to them, like even like with me, how people might perceive everything about me, I guess like highway and everything, like from for the highway. I'm a highway man.
Yeah.
He gives me these names and stuff, whatever. I love it because we have fun.
Yeah.
We have fun with it, right? But then when it's up to me now to kind of change perception, like I look at where, okay, I meet a woman, right? Like, or I meet my woman and stuff like that. We're having this conversation and stuff, whatever.
Right.
So you're a highway man.
Yeah.
I have to now explain the stuff, whatever. I have to, and I think it should, because it's kind of like, I don't know you, and I can take you for the ultimate asshole. And you're the sweetest. You're like one of the sweetest men on the planet.
Oh, I'm not. That's why that's my perception on purpose. You know me. I can be like a real asshole and
You're annoying at times.
Yeah, I know I can be an asshole too.
You can rewind back and bring it on the podcast.
And there you have it.
I'm
Just told
not. I'm
you.
not as nice as I put out to be on purpose.
So see, so you
Right.
can, yeah.
I have to. Yeah.
Right.
Especially being.
You play a part
I'm not
in
very
how people-
tall, but I'm 6 foot, a black person, and I feel like sometimes I have to make myself smaller than I am, so people don't feel uncomfortable around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And I always feel like you have to.
Well, I'm one of the leaders of the Mighty Midget
I gotta
Mafia,
smile more all the
so
time, just to.
I have a Napoleon complex at times, so I need to make myself larger.
Yeah.
To let them know I am a threat.
Yeah.
You know, I'll come with some Will Smith, you're like, back up, mind your business, you know?
Right.
Because I feel like you do play a part in the way how people perceive you,
Yeah.
but you can't control their own narrative if they
can't,
already
yeah.
have a narrative.
I've done my
about
best. Like this is what I'm putting out.
you. And you don't. I don't think you need to do any work.
Yeah.
I think you just need to live your life.
That's
and
it.
if the person is warranted, then you probably would explain yourself to them.
Right.
But if not, then that be that, right? If you don't care for the person, you don't know a person, why you gonna constantly stop and explain yourself to like maybe 7.5 billion people?
Yeah, you might have to.
Shit.
No, you don't think so?
Certain situations, though, I feel like you're gonna want to play the part. So let's say every day I'm a tracksuit jogging suit guy,
Right.
Regular jeans, like that's how I feel my most comfortable in, right?
I don't know. Your IG page says otherwise.
Well,
You, Mr. Suit Man over here.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Anytime you see me looking fly in a suit,
Yeah.
it's an event that I'm going to.
Right.
So now I got to change that perception. I don't
Gotcha.
want.
Not
want
me.
you to
I'm
see
going for a
me.
motivational speech. Speak for yourself, not your average.
Oh my god.
If I'm going to a certain setting where I know, okay, it's the first impression is a hell of a thing.
It is.
Right.
Mhm.
So you want to, like they say, dress for the part, right? So it may not be you, may
Right.
not be typically you,
Yeah.
but when you show up, that's what you want it to be. You want that to be you.
Fair. Let's get to the question of the week, gentlemen.
Oh, already?
Question of the week. Ben look like he's ready to go. He's ready to go, man. We gotta wheel him in.
We
gotta wheel him in.
gotta reel it in.
We gotta wheel him in.
You don't see
The perception is
That's fine, man. We got lots of
the
time.
perception is that he was a nice guy, but now I think he's ready to explode.
No, yeah.
He's ready to go in. Question of the week. What's the worst thing you've ever done to get what you wanted?
I don't know.
You have
It's probably lie.
What do you call it? Dirty macking? Have you ever done dirty macking before?
What's
And
dirty
I've never,
macking?
I've never dirty macked before.
What's dirty Mac? You got a
Dirty macking. Dirty macking.
smear campaign.
Let him explain to you.
So dirty macking is when you have a girl that you may have your eyes set upon,
Right.
right? And she may already be in a relationship with somebody else,
Okay.
or she may be interested in another person.
Gotcha.
Right? So now dirty macking is when you may find something bad, or you may not find anything bad about that other person that she's with, or the other person that she's looking to
Oh
be
my
with.
god. Smear campaign. This guy should be a politician.
But this
Yeah.
this
That's
is
what
what
it is.
You don't run for politics?
Yeah, I can't do that, man. Smear campaigns.
and this is what it is. So now you're putting out misinformation about said fellow,
Yeah.
in order to work the odds in your favor.
Of course. I heard that guy got an STD messing with all these girls in the street.
There you
Yeah,
go.
stuff like that.
Dirty macking.
Yeah. He doesn't wash his drawers. He's wearing some inside out.
Dirty Mac.
Yeah. Wow, I never heard that before.
He said it before.
Yeah.
And stuff
Smear
like that.
campaign.
So what's the worst you ever done to
I
get
think
what you
I
want?
probably lied. That's about it. I don't
Lie
know.
pertain to what?
I honestly I don't remember.
I've lied before. I think
That's the worst though.
I think for me, I've lied and stuff to a point where, yeah. Again, not highwayman. I've lied to a woman and stuff where I didn't want. I think we were having a conversation about relationships the other day.
Yeah.
In the beginning, or let's say late teens, early 20s, I would lie to a woman and stuff pertaining to a relationship and stuff. But I know deep down inside, I don't want no damn relationship with this woman. I just want the sex.
Yeah. It's,
Right. Yeah.
Right? So it's dangling the carrot, dangling the relationship carrot over them just to get what I want. And then I looked at it where I was like, damn, if somebody was to do that to like my niece or my sisters, to my mom.
It's kind of messed up when it's being
so like it's kind of like
portrayed.
you know better, you do better. So I
Right.
don't do that no
Yeah.
more. But I've done that and I kind of looked at it and stuff like, but that's fucked. But because now I know, like the older I've gotten, like even like past that time,
Yeah.
sometimes you can just kind of come blunt out with what you want.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yay or nay. You had an epiphany?
Yeah. I forged my mom's signature.
For
I think a school trip or I got in trouble for something.
oh shit, so you got caught?
By who?
No, I'm saying, did you get caught when you forged the signature?
No.
No, he got ahead. This
Yo.
is why he's telling you this story.
I got so good. I started signing my brother's permission forms where if he got in trouble, I would sign it.
Oh,
And they couldn't
shit.
tell the difference.
Dear mama, I've been forging your signature
Yeah.
since third grade.
No, not
grade,
third grade. I
No,
came
no,
to Canada
me.
was fifth. Oh, you do?
I've been
Okay.
I've
That's
got-
the worst. It's,
I've got a couple forgeries in there. I think at one point every kid has done it.
I've put like this. I had it mastered and stuff to the point where I think my mom she's like, oh, what did you do at school today? I'm like, we went on a field trip. You went on a field trip? That's not a permission slip? I'm like, no, they didn't really take us too far, stuff like that. Because I was looking like, oh, I didn't see the permission slip. I was like, yeah, okay, teacher, no problem. So the teacher in the back?
done.
Bing, done.
The problem is for them, my mom us being immigrants, it was a hassle just to ask to go on a trip. Like, what is this? What do I need? Like, just sign for permission. Like, you're at school, of course you have permission. Like, what you guys bother me for?
Right.
That was like the mindset I guess my parents had. So I'm like, why bother her? So I just learned to forge it.
Let me just learn how to sign
Yeah,
your signature.
that was much easier.
I think only probably like the office for like registration and shit
Yeah.
purpose. They probably saw my mom's signature. Everything else stuff, whatever, classroom stuff. Saw me for real.
But no, I showed my mom this forged signature. She looked at hers and like, this is actually, I couldn't tell the difference, she said.
Oh shit, so
Yeah.
she was proud.
No, she wasn't proud. She's like a little scared. Like not scared, but I don't know. It didn't sit well with her. Let's put it that way.
I signed every damn thing from like third grade all the way to like high school graduation where I didn't need parent permission
Yeah.
no more.
Is it that was it? You were all
I was locked in. That's why when I hear kids and stuff like, oh yeah, I didn't forge parent signature, I was like you said, I'm thinking everybody did it.
Yeah.
But that's probably the worst.
well. For me, this happened many moons ago.
When you say stuff like that, I think it's like a past life.
Last week.
Many
No,
moons
right?
ago.
Exactly.
When I was working for a particular company, won't say their name, and they sold shoes. One of the brands that they sold were Timberlands.
Okay.
So
Yo, what job hasn't this guy done?
so
Right?
one day I decided that
Some Timberlands.
my Tims weren't looking as good as they were, so I wore my Tims to work,
Swap out.
swapped out, and walked out with a new pair of Tims.
You all right there?
I know. I'm
No, so
I'm sorry
a
to
random guy
disappoint you.
got a box at a store and it was like
With-
dirty up,
with
nasty.
some old Tims,
stinky
in it.
work boots.
Yeah,
Some
but that's
damn ass-
fine because he can go back like, hey, these things are worn. I have the receipt. These are worn. Oh shit, these are worn. Let us get you a new one.
Yeah. He made out and I made out.
And we live happily ever after.
Here we go.
Why couldn't you just wear the boots from there and then throw out the other boots in the garbage? Like defective. There's no like defective pile or something?
No.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Those things have to be answered for cost wise.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. No, because you
Message.
walked in with a pair of old ones, walked out with a pair of new ones.
Fair.
I'm not gonna say this on the air. I'll tell you this after. I ain't gonna incriminate
You
myself.
don't want to incriminate yourself?
No.
Not on wax. Not on wax. All right. Let's get to the Ask the Sons and get ready to slide up out of here. First question comes from Chevy Girl. What Things are frowned upon for no obvious reason. Yo, you might as well just start wailing your hand in front of the camera because you had like, bam, 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 bam. I think the only thing that kind of comes to mind right now is that because I'm vocal and I talk a lot,
Right.
if I just sit down and I observe, people say they think something's wrong with me.
Or you can't be quiet.
Yeah, like I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not entitled to be quiet.
Well, you're not though.
Why?
That's the perception you put up.
And that's all on them. That's what's frowned upon.
When
Like,
the loud guy gets quiet, there's something going on.
is it? Though? I was about to say if I see like there's somebody that might look like an active shooter,
Yeah.
and he's just like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this all. That's something frowned upon.
Yeah.
He's like,
That'll be frowned.
hey. Watch what bag he goes into,
Yeah.
or he or she, or
I'm-
they. That's for me. I think there's a problem with being quiet for me. I feel like if I'm quiet somewhere, I know what I know. I know what I know, and a lot of times and stuff. If I'm gonna speak about something, I speak about what I know. If I don't know, I'm taking in the lesson. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to observe. So if I walk into a brand new place with brand new people, I don't know how people might act and everything like that. You can't just people look at me and stuff sometimes like, hey, say some funny shit, Marv. I'm like, I'm not a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't know these people. I don't know the
man.
temperature. I don't know if they might take a dick joke properly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know.
You gotta know your
let me-
audience.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let me observe. But it's a problem. I feel like it's a problem to just be quiet for me at times. And it's ridiculous. About you guys? Nothing?
No, there's a few.
Talk to me.
Making regular paycheck. Like these social media people are frowning upon people making
Making a 9 to 5?
9 to 5, not
that's-
making
that's-
6 figures. Why is that frowned upon? Not being an entrepreneur is being frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I've seen that 1,000 times for some people.
Yeah, being a sex worker is frowned upon.
Sex worker retain.
I was gonna
Everything.
Say, I was gonna say some sexual acts are
camming,
still being frowned upon.
OnlyFans making $50 million a year.
You said what?
I was saying some sexual acts are still being frowned upon.
Like what?
Like for
Oral?
for oral
Sex on the first date.
sex on the first date. Like
Yeah.
Eating ass, getting flown out.
I
Do
watched
contracts?
I watched the clip for that the other day. Shorty, men are getting flown out.
Yes. Look at him. Refined man of him.
Fine, man.
I'm looking at these contracts. I wouldn't mind being flown out.
Oh, to get wee-weed on?
No, not about BB. There was an episode of what's it called? Atlanta, and this girl's getting a lot of money to get. She's getting a lot of money to get peed on, and she drank gallons of water or juice or slushy, whatever, and she starts peeing on this guy. She like, continue. And she held it for I think hours, and so the guy starts drowning, and they cut to black. And I was in tears, just laughing. He was like, at first, like, oh yeah, oh no,
Too much.
Yeah, too much.
Turn off the tap. Turn off the tap. Turn off the
Oh
tap.
my god! Oh, it's just hilarious.
Shit. Okay.
So what else? There's other stuff that's being frowned upon right now too. I saw a clip on Instagram. They asked these girls like, "Hey, what kind of girl are you? You want a relationship?" Like, nah, no one night stand. I don't want relationships. Relationships for suckers or something like that. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And you're young girls. Now I'm gonna hustle about my money. We can have a 1-2 thing, but no relationship.
When you're not down for certain causes that other people deem super important.
Yeah.
Trucker convo.
The war in Ukraine.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. I have a former friend, I guess, from this whole situation.
Former friend.
Former friend.
Are they from
They
Ukraine?
took it that serious.
Her background is Polish.
Okay.
So I was walking. It was at work.
Mm-hmm.
We have a TV on, like in the foyer to kind of go to the units. TV was on, and this is when I think one of the first few times when Biden said we're giving like $1 billion to Ukraine.
Right.
Right.
And I was like, inflation is going up over here. Like, you got to take care of home before you do anything else.
Right.
That's what I look at. Right.
Like, they have $1 billion to give away.
Yeah. I'm like,
You fix your country.
Thank you. So when I said that, I was staring at the TV and I just like, that's insane. Shit, what's insane? Shit, yeah, these people, they need the help and everything. I'm like, yeah, but you got to take care of home before you go fix somebody else's shit.
Yeah.
My house is on fire. Like, what the fuck I look like going to go solve somebody else's problems and
Right.
stuff, whatever. I'm like, I still have to go home.
Yeah.
And my shit is still fucked up. And shit, what if people are going through some things? So I said to her, I'm like, there's people in Africa that have been going through some shit. Like, I mean, there's been wars, multiple different countries in war, and all the above. I'm like, maybe because it's a white on white kind of thing now. This is why it's affecting you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Since then, it's just a little morning, hand wave, and everything like that. So that person is a mother. I sent them a message and stuff like Happy Mother's Day. No response, tumbleweed. So, you know, me being the asshole that I am, I'm like, yeah, I sent you a Mother's Day message and stuff the other day. You know?
You said that?
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah.
She, I didn't see it. I'm like, check your phone. Let me see. Why I gotta check my phone in front of you? I'm like, are you still upset from what I said to you about the whole Ukrainian thing and stuff like that? Shit, it rubbed me the wrong way. But I'm like, there's conflicts in other countries and stuff. Like, why is it? I'm like, because now it's hitting close to home.
Yeah.
And I said, it shouldn't have to be like that. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm this billionaire or whatever, I should wait till the problem hit close to home for me to give my money.
That's what it seems like.
Right? And then so she said, this is what I'm talking about. She walked away. So I said, okay. When she walked away, I went to the phone, hit delete, and she just became co-worker. Causes. So you have to be for everything. Right now, you have to be for women's choices and stuff when it comes to abortion. If you're not, you're antichrist.
Oh, man. You know, in my head, a lot of times, like, there's certain times in my life, or I've seen, where people or immigrants would say something, speak in their own language. You always hear people, go back to your own country, speak English here, and this and that. And I'm thinking in my head, like, these people going through some things. I'm like, go back to your country, you know? To throw back into the...
Go back
Maybe
to your country.
I shouldn't say that. No, I shouldn't say that. That's bad.
No,
Yo, I just learned too. I said that to somebody else, and like, you know, America doesn't have an official language. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's English, and maybe Spanish is the second language. Like, no, look it up. So I did look it up. America has no official language.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah, English is not an official language of America.
This is why we're not deleting this part out of the podcast. People, you just educated us,
bro.
How many other people might know
So
that?
I told these people, like, we're having a conversation, like, this is always depicted in media and making real life. Like, you guys always say we speak English here. Like, no, you never heard that. I'm like, what do you mean? They say we speak American here. I'm like, oh, that blew my mind. Like, actually true. So you as being from America, it's not an official language. I just assumed growing up, because Canada's official language is English and French.
Right.
I thought it was English and Spanish in America, but it's not the deal.
Now, can we confirm that Canada's official language is English? Because up to this point,
I think it is. Yeah, it is.
Up to this point, I was sure that was for U.S. as well.
No, it's not.
Maybe not for America, but Canada, I feel like it is. It's a staple. Press 1 for English and press 2 for French. All right.
As far as business is concerned, English is the official language.
Hope.
So if you're doing business on a major scale, yeah. Then comes Cantonese.
Then comes Cantonese. Not even Mandarin.
Not even Mandarin. Cantonese.
And so we're done with the what's frowned upon? You can't think of anything else? There's loads.
There's tons, but I'm not going to spend a whole episode for that.
Yeah, man, we have some time,
That's
don't
you.
we?
That's you. You do it on your podcast. How about that?
Yeah.
If you're not hustling, that's frowned upon too. I feel like if you're not, I don't know, man. That's another one. You gotta be hustling all the time.
Shit.
If you're not living up to perceptions, you're being frowned upon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Let's go to Swim Good.
A black man with a small penis. That's frowned upon.
All right. Yeah. All right. Moving forward. Swim Good 707 says, what is something that porn normalized? Something that porn normalized. Bam! 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 Bam!
Yo, stepping on girls' faces, I never understood that.
I don't get that either.
Yeah, just you hit it from the back and he's stepping on a chick's face.
Yeah.
I was like, what does that do for
I don't know.
you or?
Yeah.
Then I saw on the IG, some girls like, oh, I love that shit. Like, what? So you never know.
Normalized.
Yeah, I think so.
Some women are just some women might have a different level of kink too, right?
The squirting, it's pee. They're normalizing, oh, I love squirting. I'm like, no, you don't. Ugh.
I'm glad we have records showing that we already said it was pee.
Yeah.
What's pee, man?
Hey, yo, stay woke. he's like, don't let these girls get you fooled, Marv. It's pee. Don't get peed on out
Don't
here.
get peed on out here.
Bro, I don't even know.
What do you mean you don't know? And then you're gonna go with like a
I think-
10-hour rant afterwards.
I know.
when
Yeah,
start.
It takes some time.
exactly.
Yeah, marinate with that question. I think it normalized experimentation.
You think so?
It maybe help people. You have something to reference with. Like, hey, babe, we tried this, or that. Or I saw something like this. We do this. I think that's being open, a little more open, a little more vocal.
What about you?
I think it normalized long-lasting sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For me, I think it's like the rough, hard, and heavy and hard fucking.
Yeah.
Because I think majority of the porn is tailored to men, right?
Right.
So it's not really tailored
Is
to
that called like
women's
gonzo or something? Gonzo porn? No, I could be wrong.
needs. No, I think gonzo porn is when, like, say if like, you know, man and woman or set people are having sex and the cameraman is not interacting with them. Like, yeah, go ahead and suck that dick.
Oh,
You
that's
think-
what that is. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's kind of like
okay.
the other person is there. They're just kind of dictating or like, you know,
Yeah.
like saying other
The
things.
director of the movie.
Kind of like, yeah, the director, when
Okay.
they're in it, whatever,
Right.
compared to like they have a set role in the script without director's commentary or extra additional help. That's gonzo.
Okay.
Okay.
But I feel like the rough sex aspect and stuff where, like, you don't use porn to teach kids about sex,
No.
right? So, and some of the porn, like, if you're into that type of stuff, then that's a different dance. But I feel like most porn across the board is kind of like the long sex thing and set guys beating it up and like the fake moans and the screens and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I feel like that's just normalized.
Yeah.
So that's the reason
Yeah.
why I don't really like regular or mainstream porn.
Right.
Because I feel like it's more. I feel like it's 95% to me fake.
Yeah.
Right.
People have argued that. It's acting. It's like watching a movie.
The last time we were here, we discussed how it's acting like anything else. Just like a movie. Just like
Yeah.
you got a gaffer, you got somebody with the microphone. Like it's a production. It's
Yeah.
a full-out production.
There's a
They're
fluffer in the
actors.
background keeping you hard.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? Is that all I think normalized? Okay, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I know. We know you. You're gonna go on a 10-minute rant again.
10-minute rant. Come on, Marv.
You say you got time. We don't. And we're down to the last. Ask the Sons questions for this
For
week.
those of you who did not get enough, Ben Dillinger on IG.
On IG. Find him.
He's willing and able to continue the
He'll go
conversation.
live whenever he sees fit and have fun with him. Last question comes from Hello Angel. She says, what's your favorite love song? You're going to have about 10. You're going to have one like I have.
I do have about 10.
Of course you do.
What kind of love? Is it romantic love? Like the Boyz II Men, that Mama song.
Why you keep trying to throw these variables? These variables you love throwing up.
Mama. I guess romantic love.
Romantic love. My favorite love song and stuff is "You're All I Need," Method and Mary J.
Oh, that's top 10, top
That's
5 even.
That can play any
Yes.
given Sunday, any given day, and I'll still vibe and turn. I want that song to be high volume
Yeah.
for me. I don't have beef with Marvin and Tammy,
Yeah.
but that I'm a child
You know,
of
that's
hip-hop,
I
man.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a child of hip hop. That shit.
And the words are strong.
Okay. Yeah, and the funny thing too is that I prefer the RZA over the Diddy, but I like both of them.
Yeah.
I like both. So the one you're used to was probably the music video one, right? Like with the rooftop and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's $100
That's
tampons.
RZA. That's RZA.
That's the RZA.
What do you mean
version.
RZA?
That's the RZA. Like they call it Razor Sharp.
Sade, No Ordinary Love.
I always feel like that's a nice porno song. Like I've never had sex to that song, but I always feel like that song warranted.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is no ordinary love.
Oh man, I love that song.
I had
Oh,
one just a while
Tamia,
ago,
So Into You.
That's already 4 from
Force
Exhibit A over here.
Force MDs.
Force MDs.
Yeah.
Is it a rap song?
What was that?
So the old school group.
Clearly, that's the old school because we don't know this. This is your generation.
Is it Let Me Love You Down?
Let Me Love You Down. That's from Ready for the World.
No, it's not Let Me Love You Down. Tender Love. Is that Force MDs? Tender love, you're so tender.
No, I'm not too sure. I know the song.
Keeping me close.
I don't know who sings. Oh, but
That's
Tender Love.
Man, that sounds like
That's-
All for One.
No, it's in the 80s. That's a song from the 80s and stuff, right? Like late 80s. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I like that song.
Oh, Sade, man. I'm a huge Sade fan.
I'm a huge Sade fan.
I'm a huge Sade fan too.
But I just feel like maybe because I'm a child of hip hop. I always tell people like I'm a child of hip hop and stuff.
But that song, I love that song.
And when that song that has like it has an ultimate marriage.
Yeah.
As an ultimate marriage because I want to say Mary J, the icon who she is now, wasn't that then.
Right.
Right? And Method Man, he was, the man known from like Cream, from Wu-Tang, and this is from his first solo project.
Right.
And for them to kind of come together to create, like, to me, one of the greatest love songs. Like
I think,
it was just written. And it's like, this song's from the early 90s. And to this day, I spun that thing maybe that last week sometime and stuff, and that song still hits the same to me. That's my favorite love song. Good question.
I'm trying to think of Michael Jackson's song, but no.
You Are Not Alone? R. Kelly wrote that. R. Kelly algorithms don't come up in Spotify. I found that out.
Even if it's produced by him or written by him?
I liked on purpose. 5 R. Kelly songs.
Okay.
Normally when you put songs in your Spotify aspect,
Right.
that was cycling your random like daily mixes and everything.
Right.
Not one. Not one. But I remember they took R. Kelly off at one time.
Right.
So I was like, I wonder if they have an anti-R. Kelly campaign going in the back. They still got to make this money.
Yeah.
But in the back, some Spotify, you got to answer to something like that. Bring all your complaints to Not Your Average Joseph because I don't want no more problems for the rest of the week.
It's funny because I do recall an R. Kelly song coming up during one of the R&B mixes that I was listening to on Spotify. And I was shocked actually because up until that point, I never heard an R. Kelly song since I've been running with the trial. And after that, I haven't heard an R. Kelly song. So I guess if it's on somebody's playlist and you're listening through the playlist, then you might catch it.
Right.
Otherwise than that. Yeah. Otherwise than that.
So because you have user created playlists and then you have Spotify's created playlists, right?
Right.
Yo, the amount of times you guys said Spotify on this podcast, you guys be sponsored right now.
I mean, this podcast is probably being played on somebody's Spotify right now.
Yeah, maybe. This is
the business we run with Spotify.
Oh man, you should put this in the beginning of the podcast. Like, yo, drinking game. Every time we say Spotify, you take a shot.
You heard it from Ben Dillinger first.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's willing to entertain everybody with their fuck shit.
Remember, he's available
At
after
Ben
this
Dillinger,
podcast.
at Ben Dillinger on Instagram. Don't hesitate.
Man.
Don't be shy. Stop on by over there, folks. We are at the end. Finally. So say the Suns this week. Are you ready, gentlemen? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
So say the Suns this week says, you don't have to know everything, but at least know your self-worth.
So
say
says the Suns.
I feel like a lot of people, and this is going regarding to previous conversation we had about said baby mom with the whole food aspect and everything.
Right.
Sometimes you really got to just know your worth, your self-worth.
Right.
Right? If you feel like you deserve better, then you have to put yourself in a situation to get better or try some things,
Yeah.
You may not be able to in full control for certain type of things, but I feel like you should just put the effort in to know for a fact, like, there's certain things you're not going to stand for because you know you're better than that. You told me thousands of times. Well, you told me a few times when I went on a date with a girl and I'm like, oh, she bought me some food and stuff. And he's like, fast food? You're worth more than that, King. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I got some Harveys or something. What are you doing?
Yeah.
When you take it out, it's probably like some, not fancy, but it's a sit-down place.
Yeah, sit down, yeah.
Yeah. It's not,
You can sit down in a fast food spot, but I get what you see.
Yeah.
And it's self-worth.
Yeah.
It's self-worth because it's kind of like, like you want somebody kind of match your energy. And that's just that aspect. Much as if you're at your job. If you work a job where you feel like you're being shafted or shitted on and stuff quite frequently and everything, you have to know for a fact, like, you know what? This ain't it for me.
Yeah.
I'm better than this.
Yeah.
and I think it's what's happening right now in the job market. People are saying, oh, these millennials don't want to work. These guys are being lazy. But I think COVID, when the people sat at home, spent time with their family, reflecting, like, hey, I'm actually worth more than what I'm being paid or how I'm treated. And it's not worth it for me to work these jobs and get paid this little for my time.
Full circle.
Right.
Yeah.
It comes back to 125K again, right?
Right.
It comes back in full circle and stuff like that. You have to know like your worth and stuff.
Right.
Because you have to say like, okay, are you willing to sacrifice the 2 hours for the commute, like going and coming, right? Or you have to say to yourself like, no, my family is more important to me, or peace of mind is more important to me.
Right.
So it's up to you to figure out your self-worth. Like, you don't have to know everything. Like, we mentioned from the police situation in Minneapolis with the black cop killing. A lot of people, that conversation probably went under the radar. It might be brand new to them.
Right.
Right.
You said the word like albatross?
Arbitrage.
Oh, yeah, arbitrage?
Yeah.
That's something brand new to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I didn't know that until this day and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But then again, you're not going to know everything. But at least know your self-worth.
Right.
That's the main thing. The Associated Sun should be clear as day. Floor is yours.
Well, I learned that English is no longer USA's first language.
Not no longer. It's never been.
It's never been its first language. And the proper use of gonzo.
And now you know. Like I said, I just know what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Know what I know. Once again, folks, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Big Ben was here to bless us.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Usual, we have no problem having you, and then you want to go after him on your comments. He'll talk to you for 10 minutes on a topic.
No, I
Give it
won't.
to
Come
him.
on.
man,
Don't
this
be
is-
shy.
this is-
Stop
No,
on by.
That's it.
Oh,
You know,
geez.
try video calling. He likes,
should guys have,
he
like,
likes
a
the cameras.
Patreon.
He likes the cameras.
Yo, do a Patreon. People pay, and I'll be on there.
Hey, we have a Patreon.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
The following part 2 of this episode will be on Patreon with Big Ben.
And on Spotify. Don't forget about Spotify.
And
Spotify.
We're doing a new segment called Big
Spotify.
Ben Strikes.
Yeah. Whoa.
You see? You see?
Yeah.
Welcome to my world. Last week, tag him and tag him. It's like, what? Once again, folks, thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has limits. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
Deuces.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and so fucking marvelous.